time it is, buddy?
Fever time?
Yeah, man!
Fire.
Everything that you carry, any luggage you take, all the ghosts you keep in hiding, they don't scare me away. No, 'cause I can't stop falling in love with you. I won't stop falling in love with you. I can't stop falling in love with you, with you. There's a past that keeps on calling, or if fear keeps you awake. I won't let a scar keep me from your lips. I catch every tear from your face. 'Cause I can't stop falling in love with you. I won't stop falling in love with you. I can't stop falling in love with you, with you. I can't stop falling in love with you. I won't stop falling in love with you. I can't stop falling in love.
Hello, Mark.
Uh-oh.
You'll draw him in like a moth to flame.
I am less afraid.
This is for the best.
Let me adjust the microphone for you, Doctor. How's that?
Have a nice night. Well? Oh, what? Now we dance.
Oh, no,
It's not for you. It's for them.
but I have to go.
Now we dance.
What is it you've got running all through your veins? Well, I'm here to tell you, you've got the fever, and it's hard to tame. What is your passion? And baby, I'll tell you what my pleasure be. Well, it's fever for the showing, Be it horror, thrills, or fantasy, they give us fever with some sci-fi. Baby, we'll burn until we supernova all night long. Keep it coming, we love a good mystery. In the day you can feel it, during the night so hot it'll bring you to your knees. Well, it's fever for the showing, be it horror, thrills, or fantasy. They give us fever with some sci-fi. Baby, we'll burn until we supernova all night long.
Welcome, everyone, and happy Monday to you all. Hope you're all having a great start to your week. And what a season finale to Yellowjackets Season 3. I don't even know where to start. I've got clips. We've got screenshots. I'm ready to talk about it and get into it. How about you guys? Miss Dana? Mr. James? How
I'm
excited are you
ready.
guys about that episode?
So ready.
Yep, I'm ready.
Woo! I know. I'm ready. I'm super ready. I'm so ready that we might even get in trouble with YouTube tonight. We'll just have to wait and see. Look, I came over receipts for my girl Shauna. I'm still Team Shauna. I know. Look, you're gonna have to hear me out. I know it doesn't seem like it right now, but I have one hill left to die on for poor Shauna. And we'll see if I can actually prove the case for poor Shauna and that she's not the worst of the worst. She's just the worst is already dead.
Yeah, it seems
That was
Lottie
Lottie.
was.
Tonight's the night.
Yeah.
Present that evidence. Tonight's the night.
I know.
Lawyer-
I could
lawyer
be
Scarlett.
presenting all kinds of evidence, Mr. Fletcher. I see you already here. Fletcher with no eyes. I like it. Yes, I'm going to be ready to dive into it. So let's see. We got Mr. Fletcher hanging out with us at FCFL. What's up? What's up? And as everybody else piles in, we will say what's up to every. Look, I don't know if it's Shauna, okay? I've got some evidence that maybe Shauna's not really Shauna right now in that moment. And Lottie's a piece of shit. And Misty got to watch herself because coming from a mom's point of view, she come questioning my child like that. Shauna may not have been the worst thing she need to fear. I'm just saying. How would you feel somebody come question your child on school grounds like that?
I don't have a child, so
To the parents out there in the chat, how do you feel? I don't appreciate that.
yeah.
It's Fletcher finds it hilarious. They were winning so far, but yeah,
Nah, that shit wasn't right.
It was fucked up.
That was not right.
And she gloated about it. I definitely damn sure didn't appreciate that. I was and knowing that she's the reason. Remember, lest we forget, Misty.
Misty's the reason
not-
for what?
She's the reason they're stuck there. She destroyed the damn box.
Yeah, but she wanted to fit in.
Oh, how well did that happen for her? And how well did her friends survive, Natalie? I'm just saying. I'm not saying Shauna's a good person. I'm not saying she's, that she'd be my best friend. All I'm saying is that Shauna is not as bad as you may think compared to the rest of the folks. And I'll show you what I mean as we get into tonight's episode, especially after we get into the rewatch parties that will start with Yellowjackets. Because I have a feeling if we go back and look, there may be a few more clues as to what's going on with Shauna. And they kind of displayed it in this episode. And I'm curious to see if there was anything in previous episodes and seasons that maybe we saw, forgot about, didn't really trigger. But I'm curious to now just compare it with this season. Because Shauna, I think, has a little bit of a snap. And it's around, she was already pissed off at the start of the season. And the fact that she made it very clear in her notebook, in the diary she was writing, how upset she was about the way things were going. About the death of her friend, the death of the baby. But something else happened to her, I think, around the time they were getting rescued. And it might have to do with that little moth vision she had. But yeah, we're going to get into it. I'm going to bring up the screenshots to start.
Oh, she's just jealous of Callie.
You're right. She's so jealous.
Because
Callie's-
Callie's the ultimate
Right? Again.
something.
They coming after Shauna's kid, man. They
They took her
that's not
baby.
smart. It's not very smart, but that's just me. Yep, Callie belongs to the wilderness.
So
I don't
so
know.
how do
Man.
you
Shauna's not gonna
explain
appreciate that.
how do you explain the Lottie scene?
Which one in particular?
She's dead, and young Lottie comes and gets her and takes her to the stairs, and then at the end she turns around right before the intro starts and says, "Are you here?" or something like that.
Okay, well, it goes back to we got a taste of it with Van, and when she died, and she goes onto the plane, and her younger self talks about how she's, there's something beyond this, and what would be the, point of like spoiling it for you. Well, Lottie apparently made a deal with whatever it is, and it starts with this vision, and it carries through the episode. But she very much so sees this. I don't know if you can tell, but the hair, and I got the clip too, but the hair is like the hair is attached to this as well. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Looked like hair to me. I don't know. But this was before. This is like what she is, I guess, starting to communicate with. Because it talks to Lottie here, and it talks to her again later in the episode. I mean, to Shauna later in the episode. But as we get to the death scene, what I find even more curious is we get, all right, so she's having, this is a vision that she's having at this moment, because she's asleep, I believe. Yeah. Wait, no, the first part was when she's asleep, and then, it goes into that. That's right. I'm sorry. When she's doing this again, I'm curious to see if y'all picked up that Lottie might be the one that started the fire, or it did.
Yeah, it gave me the impression Lottie's the one that started the fire.
And it's curious that it shows her with the antlers above her to begin with. Like I said, there's some weird little scenes between Lottie and Shauna in this episode in particular that I'm still not sure that Lottie's not puppeteering a little bit more with whatever it is, because it tells her at this point that I'm ready to like succumb to your will, let your will be my will, like let's come together or whatever. So if she's kind of the original conduit for it, I don't know, there's something weird about the way this scene went down and then the scenes with Shauna this episode and how Shauna ends up. Because it even shows Lottie in her when she was a little girl, like little before she even came to the wilderness. It flashes between herselves.
Yeah.
And then we get this one. And this is the one that makes me wonder again, are they trying to say that it and or Lottie had something to do with the fire, or is she just remembering it or something? Like, why show it like this? What is the guys in the chat? What do you guys think? See, Fletcher says the hands aren't human. That scene with Lottie at the cabin might confirm she saw how the fire started. Okay. What's up, Miss Jen? Welcome, hun. Again, she had a birthday yesterday, but we just can continue.
Happy birthday!
Still, happy birthday through the week and the rest of the month. Why not? I say do it.
Yes. Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
Woo! FCFL says hell. Yeah, it's something. So I don't know. I'm just what about little Miss Lottie? And then it continues with her talking about what she promised it. And I think this is because she seemed ready to go. Like she was like, did I miss it? So I think there's something that they promised it in the afterlife. I'm curious to see if we're going to get sort of a lost scenario, and loosely like the Lost show, where they are back in the wilderness, but it's with whatever that entity is. Because she went down there, and this again, the fact we wondered where the water was coming from. and Jen had some good thoughts on this. Put them in the chat, Jen. We were talking last night when we were watching the watch party for rewatch for Severance. We talked a little bit about Yellowjackets, and the water. Again, for me, it just reminded me of like that transition and like the ferryman and death and all that kind of stuff that we talked about before, because this isn't in the actual room that it's displayed in. This is sort of her journey through the afterlife. At least that was the way I took it, because it kind of she takes her hand and she drops down and she's in a new outfit and she's continuing to walk, even to the point to where she walks to her death scene and kind of is like, whoa, what's going on? We hear the baby crying during this time when she's walking up with the candles, and then the candles kind of go out. So I don't know, again, emphasizing the child. And that was something Shauna was worried about. She didn't appreciate Lottie using the child to begin with as a sacrifice. They used Jackie, Javi, and that's reiterated again later in the episode as well. Sort of the stuff that Lottie has set up with whatever it is. If it's real, it's again, they go back and forth with it. So I'm back again after this episode thinking it might be real to a degree, because I can't understand why what Lottie hears at the beginning of the episode is what Shauna hears later before the hunt. It wakes her up. And I got a few clips on that we'll get into. But what are your guys' thoughts on the scene?
Very interesting. So do you think in that, playing along with the overall theory of everything you just said, would Jackie be a part of that?
In what way? I mean, I would say yes, but in what way are you like
if they ended up back at the wilderness kind of thing, would Jackie be there?
Possibly, because remember when Jackie died, she also had a weird kind of death walk in a way. She was like in the cabin all warm, but all the girls were surrounded her, and there was some weird dude sort of off in the distance.
Right.
So again, I'm not sure what they're gonna go with. What's up, Jen Hack? Welcome. I don't know where they're gonna completely go with it. It's just weird that we got the episode before or whatever with Van and her younger self talking about this afterlife or what's beyond, as if they noted it to us in a way that makes me think that there's something to it. And then now Lottie's self is kind of doing the same thing. Of course, she's not in the plane for whatever reasons. Each person's sort of death scene when they're doing their afterlife whatever moment is slightly different, except for the fact that they are kind of reiterating something might be beyond this. So I don't know what that is. It has something to do with whatever they promised it, I guess, or whatever Lottie promised, because it seemed as if she's going to meet her. Like she's ready to meet it. And it was like her.
I mean, Lottie's dead when this is happening, right?
Yes.
So they're showing it to us.
Mm-hmm.
But Lottie's dead. Mm-hmm. So it's not, hey, this is back at so-and-so time when Lottie was alive and she's going through this, or she experienced this, or whatever.
It wasn't like a vision.
It's like, she's dead, dude. And it showed us this. So, I mean, to me, that says a lot in itself. Like, wait a minute, this is getting a little creepier than, like, I was on the it's not supernatural or anything like that train. You mean I'm gonna have to get back off and back on the supernatural train?
I told y'all they were gonna do this to us the entire fucking show. They were gonna give us supernatural, take it away. Give us supernatural, take it away. And they gave it right back to us on a platter with some creepy looking chick in Lottie's after place vision death scene. And now Scarlett's telling me she's hearing this thing talk and say stuff. And I'm like, oh, this is so fucking
This is bullshit. And then they're gonna
Because-
come back with a fucking scene where it was Lottie fucking whispering, and somehow in her fucking sleep, Shauna it sounded like the same voice.
See,
Bullshit.
this
The frogs,
like
the
okay,
letter,
the
it's all
frogs, the
bullshit.
bear. The bear could be on the gas. A lot of that stuff can be explained if you
It's
start
bullshit.
down that road. The phone, even. A van. She was having hallucinations because of her cancer or whatever. I mean, you could almost explain everything, but she's dead.
This is weird.
She's
Yeah,
dead.
this is like directly. They didn't directly talk to her, right? Like at one point
Do not
before we get.
do not collect $200. You is dead, bitch.
Because I
And it's-
can't tell.
and
Okay,
it's
so I'm
showing it to
confused.
us.
So this right here, though, this is clearly her when they're in the woods. She's sleeping, and
Right.
it goes to her in the cave. With
But how
whatever it
could
is.
she, when she's sleeping in the woods, have some dream of her being dead?
I think she
in the future.
It's showing us like the past. This is my take, and again, this whole
Right.
beginning
I'm
is
just
trippy.
saying, since it
So,
showed
like,
us she's dead and that little clip part, and then yes, it showed us this little cursor to that. But I mean, does that not say it's supernatural? Like that, is that not a definitive?
because the whole beginning's weird. My take is this whole section here is the past, and it's almost like showing its past and present in a way, because it shows the girls going after Natalie, and then it goes right back, I think, into and it also talks about how Natalie goes after, punches Misty, well deserved, in the face.
Oh, hell yeah.
But then we go right back into Lottie, and again, this is her sleeping. She's still asleep from this point earlier. This is like the same moment, essentially. It's not like a different day, I don't believe. It seems as if it's the same night that she's sleeping, and she's finally having these dreams or visions, the same dreams and visions seemingly that Melissa spoke about before she sent the tape to Shauna. Because she told Shauna that supposedly she was having these dreams and these daydreams again, the same ones that Shauna was having, the same ones kind of like Lottie and all the girls are having, the weird ones, the particularly weird ones, right? So again, if it's real and it's doing a lot of this to them, it changes the game on fault a little bit. Maybe. That's the start of the court case right there. And we're gonna hang on. Wait, I got something for us.
Now, I'm fixing to commensurate this trial here. We gonna see if we can come up with a verdict up in here.
That's such
They
a great
couldn't bring all the exhibits into the courtroom. We got to stack outside. I might make for a good defense attorney. You never know. We'll see by the end of the stream. Let's see what you guys are saying. FCFL says, I think she was in hell. She did so many evil things. Yeah, she was not the best.
Yeah, I agree.
Let's see. I think Lottie saw the new Antler Queen, the stag, and the vision in season 1. She saw Laura Lee's death too. Yeah, so everything tied to Lottie and what she sees in particular, because her visions are different from like Akila, Travis, and the others, right? Because they're seemingly having to take things in order to make them happen for the most part. There's a few random ones we've had here in this season, but up until this point, they've had to take some kind of the mushrooms, the gas, whatever. But Lottie doesn't. So she's particular in tune. Again, she's like a conduit or something, which is dangerous for what she played with out there. And whatever it is, and is it related to Ty? And there's a few scenes in this episode that Ty and Shauna kind of stand off. And I'm curious if Shauna's possessed by the wilderness and Ty is possessed by some other entity. The way they stood off to each other was really interesting. And I was like, oh, I wonder if it's like entity standoff. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's see what else you guys are saying. I'm going to ramble a lot tonight. I apologize in advance. See, Jen, the teacher, says, "Oh yeah, the water reminds me of her being transcending into the afterlife, like she was reborn into the wilderness with the water in her death, not being in the plane, back to nature for her death." Ooh, nice. Could be. Definitely, the water seems as some kind of like crossover or something like that. Some part of the afterlife. Kind of like the transcendence or the walk going through it. I definitely could see that. See, Jen Hack says Lottie talks about how new bee queens have to kill the immature queens. I kept thinking that Lottie maybe was going to kill Callie, lol. That's true. If it is going like that, then yeah. They've had a few queens taken down. So oh man, does that mean Callie's gonna have to kill Shauna? Oh, that's all kinds of fucked up.
It sure is.
And Jen says, like the water was a channel or line direct back to the wilderness. Absolutely could have been. Again, her whole death scene, or kind of play through her afterlife and then showing us whatever this was. Because again, this was while she was sleeping in the past. And then it goes directly, all through this weird stuff, directly into her like afterlife, which again, it's just weird. I don't know. It's definitely peculiar. It says a lot about Lottie and whatever it may be. What's up, Spectre? Lottie's stuck in basement hell. She just might be. Lottie ain't going to Laura Lee's place up there. LOL. See, not supernatural. Ooh, Fletcher saying no to supernatural. Jen says, I feel like that figure of an antler queen is the spiritual embodiment of the it wilderness. Like the spirit came out of Lottie, was seen as what it is if it had a body, and then took over Shauna. And that's definitely something I'm on with that. That's totally, look, Jen's the teacher is slightly on my side in the courtroom right now. I mean, she's still probably a impartial, witness, but I like this jury member / witness. It's not allowed in a normal courtroom, but this is YouTube court, so I don't think there's rules yet. It's kind of like it's just like their trial, right? They didn't really have rules either. They kind of made them up. It's fun.
Now, question: after Aquila confronted Lottie in the cave, did you see Aquila after that point?
I want to say yes. She was around. But let me go back and get to that point.
I haven't watched the episode twice, but I had that same question, Dana, and I didn't go back to look. Yep, and I didn't remember seeing her.
I didn't either.
Because she picked up that rock, I thought she was going to try to kill Lottie, but what happened? We don't know. It didn't show us everything. And I don't know if we saw Aquila after that.
Okay.
So this potentially could make Aquila a wild card.
Yeah.
Another crystal per se.
Well, she wasn't around when they ate the flesh.
From the moment after the cave where she confronted Lottie, I don't remember seeing her at all. Now, mind you, I didn't compare to what she was wearing.
I can't remember what she was wearing either, because they all had like different coats on, and then they took the shit off. And I was some bitch. I mean, I don't know. Maybe she wasn't there in any of the scenes.
Jen says we saw Aquila eating, so maybe whatever Lottie said in the cave satisfied her to say, all right, whatever. Fuck it.
Okay, I'll take your word for it, but I was like, oh, shit.
Yeah, I didn't get one of Aquila in particular because I didn't even think about it to make it like I just randomly got a few of them eaten. I didn't know we was looking for Aquila.
Yeah, Jen says she double checked, so I'm going with Jen. So thank you for that, Jen.
Okay.
I had that question also.
And what's up, Omar?
Second,
Welcome, hun.
I definitely thought Lottie.
Tisha, welcome, guys. Welcome,
Freaking
everyone that's
killed her.
piling in. Hope you're having a great Monday. Let's see.
Hey, but one thing I was going to ask while it's on the mind,
Yeah.
Didn't that intro thing, did it also give you or tell us that for whatever reason Akilah said, hey, y'all want to hunt? I think I know a way to make that happen, and she poisoned the animals?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, and Akilah,
what the hell?
Mari. Oh, I got a whole list of people I got a question. I'm putting them on the stand. Misty, Ty, got a lot of fucking room to talk about putting blame on Shauna with her fucking eating heart and fucking trying to murder people all damn season. I'm just saying we might be here for a minute tonight, guys.
I think it comes down to what Shauna kind of said to Melissa. The only way to know you're really safe is to be the last one, you know?
Right? And now they're all like going after it. And again, if it's real, it's getting exactly what it wants. I mean, these girls.
Do you guys think we'll ever see Melissa again? Like, will she be
I don't know.
Will that story play out in any way?
Again, man, that's some trippy shit because they fucked around with that damn letter. And then again, the letter's just so all right. Even if I'm wrong. Melissa didn't kill Lottie. Melissa did send the letter. Why? Who put the phone in the bathroom? And why the fuck would they do that? That's shit. All right, so who the fuck did that? Like, we know the brakes, whatever. Shauna's crazy. Misty did the freezer. There was a letter with a note. Who left the phone in the bathroom? That shit's still unsolved. Who the fuck did that? That's creepy as fuck. And how in the hell is the TV show going to have a letter like that? And when they show the flashback, that's fucking letter goes so far underneath that fridge. The corner was not sticking out like that.
Yeah. I think with all the smart writing that this show has since season 1, that was one of the stupidest little things. The way they did it. I mean, they could have done it, I think, a better way, you know? Like it was still stuck in the envelope or something, and they didn't know. She never checked the envelope or something like that.
Because she looked in the damn envelope. All right, matter of fact,
the way Shauna found it, you know, just the whole way it played out is just.
Yeah, we're gonna do something. Hang on, I gotta press the right buttons here. We're gonna just go ahead and get in trouble.
But the letter did say primarily what Melissa said it said, right? There was a letter, and it did, fast. And it did say
I didn't read what some of the stuff was.
Yeah, so I think it was at least showing that Melissa was kind of sort of telling the truth, going back to that scene.
Okay. We're going to scroll through this thing, so we don't have to have the whole thing. She gets the letter. All right. When she fucking gets this, I put filters on this shit, guys. I apologize, but YouTube might come after me. We're going to do best we can with it. Let me move Fletcher real quick. Hang on, Fletcher. I got to take you down for a second. All right, look at how I'm showing how she reaches into this envelope and gets this damn tape out. She don't notice a damn letter. This is bullshit on the TV show's side. I will appreciate it. Shit. Okay, so there's nothing. Yeah, let's just open it up. It's all good. Look, she reaches in this.
I think you just gotta go. I mean, you just gotta go with it, you know.
No, that's bullshit because we had basic. No, because now they're trying to make Shauna look crazy.
Now look, crazy. Just tell me something for real. If this was on like a scene in Law and Order, would you still criticize it in the same way?
I'd be criticizing Law and Order sometimes too. They're bullshit. I mean, you gonna use Law and Order as your comparison?
I'm just saying.
What's up, Hal dear? Welcome, hon. See, the phone in the bathroom has to be someone else's, not Melissa's, not Callie's, Misty, or Lottie. I think it was Walter or someone new like Barbara. It's something because it still ain't adding up. Like all the pieces ain't quite adding up. It sounds like it. See, she said it was
who the hell's Barbara?
Barbara was the
Melissa's
psychiatrist,
therapist lady, whoever.
Oh yeah.
but didn't
that's
have
right.
a PhD, or she wasn't a
Now,
therapist.
wouldn't it be some fucked up shit? Some real fucked up shit. If, let's say, there was another survivor like an Aquila, and I'm going to give Miguel credit because he says maybe this was a possibility, that she got some kind of plastic surgery type shit, and now she's standing in as, therapist Barbara, quote unquote, and,
Some
there's
just
some
still ain't
fuckery.
adding up. Okay, I give it to you. Shauna did not fully think shit through, and she was not completely right. But this is bullshit of a letter. This is just that's just bullshit for the show to do that to her. That's just not right. Because again, not Melissa, but Misty was in the house. Like this is episode 1 when we get this. We're talking a whole season goes by and nobody notices this letter under the fridge until the last fucking episode. I mean, I get it. It's good writing, I guess, in its own sense of like just fucking with us, as they tend to do on the show. Stop, Fletcher. It's not as funny as you think it is. It's bullshit. Fletcher, did you have inside advice? I'm looking at you now. Talking about you ain't got no eyes. Where'd your eyes go? Did your eyes go to the Yellowjackets spoilers room? I'm just
Did
kidding.
you get some ice cream over the weekend that we are unaware of?
I'm just messing with you.
Look, okay, on a wild hunch, maybe there's a air vent in the floor that hadn't come on until more recently, right before we saw the letter. And when the air vent came on, it pushed the letter out just enough, which was the doing of the wilderness itself. And that's how it happened.
I love you, Katie. I do. I love
Fletcher, you totally my eyes out your fucking mouth. Yeah, no, you're in it, Fletcher. You've been waiting for this all week. You've been hounding me all week. No, you in it now. You don't think that it was hard, to be honest. No, you do. But even with the note, it's still, this thing is just not adding up.
Okay, but still, it doesn't. Okay, fine. Melissa sent the thing. She did have a note, but she had no need to kill Van. Van was ready to let her go. She could have just got up and walked away. Why did she have to kill Van? There was absolutely
because
no need
she
for
was
her to kill
scared.
Van.
She was scared, and they was all going to kill
Scared
her.
of
So,
what? A feeble, old, cancer-ridden person who, backed off of killing her. You just had to get your ass up and walk out the door. You didn't have to kill Van. I still think that Van did not have to die.
No, Van was pretty tragic. Especially because Van, like they showed in that episode, when they were in the woods, Van was like the one that came up and kind of put the towel, or not the towel, but the coat or whatever around her after Shauna did what she did. Yeah, that was pretty shitty. Like they showed that in the episode too. I was like, oh man.
So is it a possibility that Melissa, which now that we have seen more evidence play out, actually was telling the truth for whatever reason, maybe even telling the truth about why she delivered the tape, and she had no intention of killing anybody, but when they came to kill her and Shauna came to kill her and they invaded her home and stuff like that, which of course she initiated by delivering the tape, but what if it wasn't for a malicious reason and that she killed Van because she knew in that moment it was the hunt again, and she didn't want to be hunted from that moment on without a death. So since she took Van, that ended that little cycle of the hunt, maybe, or something. Could she be thinking like that?
Maybe, because I'm curious if we're going to go then, Fletcher, with, of course, Melissa was telling the truth, then was she telling the truth about the like daydreams and nightmares or vision dreams that she was starting to have, which is the reason why she supposedly sent the tape to begin with. She was trying to get over it, but she was started having all these different weird nightmares and stuff. So she went to talk to the lady, said, you know, maybe you're holding on to something you need to get rid of. So again, if it is manipulating situations, even again when Shauna was in the cooler, which again Shauna could just be crazy, but when she saw Jackie, was it messing with her to make her kind of essentially go on a hunt after Melissa, even though she didn't know it. They just happened to take Van, because remember, it's kind of a toss up, right? So far, when they go on these hunts, like anybody could die. Because even in the hunt that they do in this episode, Mari wasn't supposed to be picked, which Mari kind of did that to herself. We can get into that in a second. But in the end, when she ran into Lottie, Lottie didn't like try to get her to die. Lottie even tried to encourage her to survive. She told her something like, if you actually, I got the clip. Damn it, I'm pressing too many buttons. Hang on. Stand by. I think I remember video file instead of share. Let's see. Mari and Lottie.
Oh my God, it's Lottie.
It's Lottie.
Just out of nowhere.
Honestly, she's creeped me out more than the rest of them in this moment. She's just fucking the way she comes up and she's all got the fucking outfit on with the feathers. Oh shit. It's Lottie.
Right, true shaman like status.
Right? Yeah, yeah, we got two Jins in the house, guys.
Right?
See, she says, I'm also thinking both Jins are the same person.
We're messing with you guys in the chat.
Yeah, you just
we
never know.
replicated Jen.
Mm-hmm.
They're
Jen,
twins.
Jen the teacher, and then Jen Hack has hacked all the Jins, possibly. The hack versus the teacher. Oh no.
See where we are? You've been here already, Mari. You could let it be different. Oh my God.
Yeah. See, she's telling, like, she knows that's where the fucking pit is. She knows that's where Mari's.
You've been here already. Like, what, you watched the episode with us? You watched episode 1 with us? How you know she's been here with her already?
Because that's the pit she fell in. The coach found her in, right?
Right. So I'm thinking to myself, if this is what the wilderness wants, then why is Lottie trying to stop, like, protect her in a sense? Like, in her own
I'm wondering, in the craziness, does Mari know she's where she is, you know, and with the snow and everything?
I did seem like it. Mari's pretty stupid throughout. Even in this episode, she does several dumb fucking stupid. It's a miracle she has survived this fucking long.
Yeah.
To be quite honest with you, her trying to, I mean, I give it to her for taking the damn coat off because it's a red flag out in the snow. But taking your shoes off was fucking stupid.
Why your pants?
Yeah, really. Like, that was a little bit dumber. I mean, maybe because they stand out a little bit, but you gotta keep your damn shoes on. I mean, yeah, you're gonna have tracks, but your feet ain't gonna do any better out there because it's snow. You don't know what the fuck you're stepping on.
Well, you know what she was thinking? She was like, okay, back in season 1, I didn't have any pants on, so I better take them off so it'll match up.
She's part of the reason they did the damn hunt to begin with. I mean, Akila was the first step, but Mari, I got that clip too. Stupid Mari. Fucking get.
Fuck off!
Yeah, you fuck off, dumb bitch. She tried to save your ass. You didn't fucking listen. So and she gone.
Oh, snap.
Poor Mari. May she rest in peace. Let's have a moment for Mari and her stupidity. All right, folks, that was long enough.
Moment of silence for those we lost.
Mari, yep, she is. That's pretty fucking. Sorry, Mari, to me, she irritates me. I don't hate her. She's just, everything she does is counterproductive to her fucking survival. What she did to Coach, counterproductive to her survival. Coach might actually still be alive. They may not have had to eat Coach had Mari just, been a little better person. I know we'll blame Nat, we'll blame Shauna, we'll blame everybody else for what happened after the fact, but maybe Nat tried to keep Coach safe, and Shauna wouldn't have had no damn problem. She would have never known. But Misty had to open her goddamn mouth, right? Misty can't do no damn wrong while she's being all high and mighty in this damn episode with Ty. Need we forget the pieces that were put into place for the events, the chain event that happened, that followed?
So do you think present day Misty is a better person though than past Misty? No? You think she's still just
she
as
had that syringe in her hand and she's reasoning that way. The fact
so Shauna's the only one you like?
No, I'm not saying that I like Shauna. I just, there's a lot of hate out there in the community, not in this community, like on our channel and our chat. But I heard a lot of rumors of like the Shauna hate is real, and I'm like, man, I don't know, man. They're all about equal on the playing field right about now. The only reason I relate to Shauna, or I feel bad for Shauna, is because of what she lost in the wilderness and the way Lottie came after her daughter. Misty came after her daughter. That's just a motherly instinct kind of thing, I guess. I don't know. But Van, I actually cared a lot for Van. Van was like the only one that, and we said that a few episodes back, like Van was the only one that was probably the good one out of the bunch.
Seemed like it, yeah. She didn't, want to go along with what Ty wanted to do to try, even if it could save her life.
I did get that, Fletcher. And again, if you go back to the beginning of the episode, this is where I think Sean is being possessed and puppeted by Lottie and this entity, because that entity is wearing seemingly the exact same outfit that Sean ends up wearing, including what looked to be the hair as well. But we do get to see the eyeball from the beginning of the episode, and she's being all trippy about it. I don't know what her deal is with the fucking eye, like Lottie's being Lottie. Lottie. I mean, to be fair, are we sad that Lottie's gone? I mean, may she rest in peace, but the damage she did is pretty substantial.
Nah. I just wish it was somebody else that killed her, but nah. She deserved way worse than being pushed down the fucking flight of stairs.
And she grabbed that girl too.
Talking all that mumbo jumbo. Did you really think you wasn't going to freak this child out? Talking all your nonsense? Did you really think that she was just going to be like, oh, that sounds cool, I'm in? Maybe what did you think this little girl was going to tell you? Like, let's be besties?
Yeah, Kodak. On a pole, yeah, they used it for target practice for arrows. That was brutal.
Why did Lottie take the tape?
I would maybe either A, she wanted to know what was on it, or B, she was trying to get Callie to follow her.
Right. And that seems like that's what it was, because even why, at the point she said, okay, I want it back. And she's like, nope, I'm not going to give it to you. So it seemed like that was just the tool in the story that brought them together in that moment. Set forth by Melissa and Hannah, and a long, long string of events.
Mm-hmm. And we go back to even the hair thing. Okay, so Shauna's already, I don't know if y'all remember, but back when Hannah and Kodiak were trying to escape, right before they escape, I think it was that episode, I believe it's that episode, but Shauna's playing with some hair. And this is all after the moth vision that she has before they get ready to try to do rescue, which Shauna was seemingly on board with up until she saw that. And then I remember us talking about it and how like Lottie was standing right behind her or next to her. Like Lottie seemingly is, something happens to Shauna that's different than her normal rage that she's now, because now it's not just rage, it's more calculated than what I think we've seen from her before, at least in my point of view. And even the hair thing, like she was playing with hair prior to this scene here, and now seeing Lottie meet up with the actual it entity, if it's real, like she is seeing this entity with the hair attached to it. It's just so weird and peculiar that that's what Shauna takes up. And then Shauna has a weird sixth sense throughout the entire episode. And she's been having that sixth sense, like it's been growing throughout the last couple of episodes. She's been becoming more and more like, it's not just paranoia, because it seems like it's paranoia, except for the fact that she's right. She was right about the cards. She was right about something was going on. Like, she didn't trust Ty, but she knew something was up. Something was not right. She knew Natalie and them were planning something. Like, it was this weird sixth sense that she had throughout the entire episode. That makes me think there's something else at play, but I'm probably wrong. I know. Normal rage. Yes, the normal rage from having your best friend die and, you know, you losing a baby in the wilderness. Yeah, I would assume that comes with a little bit of what I would consider normal rage. But what do I know? I mean, I haven't lost too many babies myself, so I don't know what that feels like, but I can't imagine it would be nice. Let's see. Oh, wait. Yeah, this is where I think Mari kind of killed herself in this episode.
We got too arrogant. Unhappy with us.
Yeah, I hear you, Lottie.
We have to
I hear
prove
you,
our
Lottie.
faithfulness.
Everybody looks around, and they're all gonna be like, they're all gonna look around at each other like, what are we gonna do?
Nothing but spill blood.
But they were all our enemies.
Mari, what are you talking about? Mari's right.
Yeah, Mari. How does
Seriously,
it
Mari,
feel?
shut the fuck up, dummy.
So why does that group? It seems like Shauna would be one that would want to initiate a hunt or something like that. It seems. What was their motive to want there to be a hunt and kill the animals? To try to get to go home?
I don't know what that's. Again, that was weird. None of that made any sense. Like, how did they think that was going to get them home? Why did they want the damn hunt?
Yeah, like they knew someone would be chosen and hunted. Did they think maybe it could be Shauna and or Lottie and we can fix this and go home or something?
Maybe. I don't know.
That would be their only way they could think of or something.
It was curious. Like I said, I don't know. It was weird, and it served them right. It's what you get. Y'all fucked around and found out. That's what I'm saying. If the wilderness is within Shauna, she knew that they were fucking around with the cards. And then, but what I don't understand is who do they think, like you said, who do they think is going to get picked? Because Ty and Bandit seemed like they were in on it. Like they were doing their own deal, like to not get themselves picked.
Yeah, but they set it up to be Hannah.
But not them, right? They weren't in on that conversation. Mari and the other girls that set up.
Right. Van and Ty were the only two in on the card thing.
Right. See, it's very confusing. I don't know. But Mari gets what she gets.
We haven't offered it ourselves.
Yep. How about that?
Unless we cherish it.
Fucking Lottie.
We have to have another hunt.
No,
now they're gonna get a hunt. Oh, it didn't work out for Mari too well. Again, is it Mari's fault Coach is dead? Possibly. There might be her fault. I'm just saying there's enough blame to go around for the ladies. What's up, Dark Elf? Order of the Circles, welcome. Bring that one down. I got all kinds of stuff we can look at. We still go. You guys in the chat, let us know if we fuck up. We go too far.
I think probably the reason that I was kind of wanting to be Team Mari and like was hoping more for her character is that that's probably who I would be in the group, the dumb one. I'm relating, I guess.
I'm trying to find the right one. Yeah, we'll go with this one. I think this is the right one.
I am ready. My will is your will.
So that double talking right there, or
Mhm.
was that like?
I thought it was whatever the entity is because I have over here. What the fuck was that? Did you hear it? We play it again.
I mean, haven't we all had those little dreams?
Okay,
as we've
so does it
waken
sound
up?
anything like?
Ready.
Wait, hang on. I gotta go. I gotta get it at the right moment for this shit. Hang on, we're gonna go back and forth. So it's right here.
I am ready. My will is your will.
I don't know. It ain't quite. We're pretty close. What do you guys think? Shit. What's up, St. Patrick?
What's up, Patrick?
Hannah was fascinated by their survival skills, and she wanted in on that as a science study. Yet Hannah's another wild card. I don't quite understand what her deal is. She kind of, to me, seems to go back and forth, so I can't quite put where she is. What's up, Eddie? Welcome, hon.
She's straight up trying to survive. I believed her because, we talked about that, I think, a review or two before, of exactly what she said when she had a knife or stick to her throat up against a tree. Hey, I'm just wanting to survive and get out of here. I killed Cody because that was my only damn way out. And I think we kind of talked about that, that's why she did that. So I think she's just a survivor wanting to get out of there, but doesn't seem like she does. So that brings up another thing real quick. The Callie didn't seem like she knew that about the 3 people that disappeared. She looked it up on her phone and was like, oh, what a coincidence. Seems like that's how that part played out, that she didn't know about that. And if that the Natalie thing at the end of the episode is the way that they get out, that seems like that would be a huge part of the story. Oh, the way they were rescued is because they come across the camp of these 3 people that disappeared and found this radio phone thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
But that's just nitpicking the writing, possibly.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm assuming that I don't know how they're gonna work it out. I don't know.
But the voice could be the same. Like you say, it could be a like you guys are talking about, a possession or whatever, if that's the right word. Like whatever
I'm not
Lottie
sure.
is
It's
seeing,
just weird. It's the only hill I got left for Shauna.
like are we saying that what Lottie is seeing is real? If you're believing in the supernatural side of theories, that's kind of what that's saying, right?
Yeah, I go back and forth every episode.
Me too.
I mean, according to what we saw in this episode, they lead me to believe that. I don't know.
But look, really, no matter what you want to talk about, anything else, yes, they went back and forth between is it real or supernatural with all kinds of shit all the way through. But you could throw all of that over to the side because they showed us like I was seeing the plane ride, the deaths, like Natalie had one and Van had one and so forth. I saw that as they're dying. And that's what they're seeing as they're dying. So that's plausible, right? That's not supernatural. That's, what you see as you die.
I know that conversation Van had with her younger self was peculiar with this one.
But Lottie now that it's shown Lottie lying there dead, not falling, thinking of this, she's not falling. Callie pushed her and she's falling to her death and having the plane ride like everybody else. Natalie, it seemed like as she fell to the ground after being poisoned, that's when she saw her vision. Van, when she stabbed and was bleeding out, that's when she saw her vision. Lottie, she's cold stone dead at the morgue, right? So the way it's showing us this, the way it's showing us this scene right here almost says this shit's supernatural, y'all.
Particularly because she, like you said, she pops up. Like her younger self kind of walks in on her, walks up to her. She pops up like scared as if she missed what was supposed to, like she was anticipating this. Like she knew this was coming. She's like, oh shit, did I overslept my Sleeping Beauty self. And yeah, she goes about her walk with, I mean, seemingly she's going with herself, but then she's by herself. And then it's, again, Lottie's whole deal is weird because we've already seen some of these scenes from Lottie previously in the episode of the previous season. So again, it's as if she's already seen her death. She was already prepared for it. She knew she had promised it something. And again, this is just the weird walkthrough. But even more so is the fact they have the child or a child, a baby, crying and stuff in the background, like little whispers and stuff.
And do you think that ties into what her and Callie were talking about?
At least that's what the episode makes, like, leads you to believe. Again, with the episodes, they lead you one way and then they kind of fuck it over. So I don't know if that's what's really going on or if she's still just really crazy. But it's weird, like, why show the craziness of this now, like you said, now that she's dead? What is the point of that? Like, okay, what's the point of it? If she's dead, what is this showing us as the viewer? Because this is not for, anything other than for us.
I mean, it kind of, maybe it's just bad editing and bad writing. It may end up being just that, but I mean, this tells me it's supernatural. I know I've been back and forth just like everybody else, on that subject, but I mean, I'm just taking what the show's giving me, and that's what it gave us.
Right. We're definitely back on the supernatural train.
Because honestly, I mean, I actually kind of wanted it not to be supernatural, thinking it, okay, the end result, like the finale of the whole series, it could be cooler that way, maybe. So I don't know, I'm just saying though, it's supernatural, seems like.
Yeah, Jen, it seems seemingly as if there is a gap, unless they're showing us. I mean, it's a gap in the sense that regardless of when she's actually going on this walk, it is after the body has been taken to the morgue. So it's not like, like y'all were saying, Van, and then she's seeing it as she dies. Like they're seeing kind of this weird death walk when they actually die. Yeah, hers is definitely after the fact. Yeah, time definitely passed between, and now how much time, I don't know if it's just like from the time she got to the morgue, and this is just them showing sort of giving us what happened last couple episodes back, or if this is like that whole time has passed. She's been, I don't know how long she's been sitting there on the slab for. I don't know how long they'd keep her there. Let's see what else. Jen says, I feel like she promised the wilderness life. And with the baby and everything, it definitely could be. Or promised it some sort of host. And maybe it had to embody Shauna, and then through Shauna be born through her child or something. I don't know. We don't know. We don't know the rules with this thing yet and how it works. If it is even real.
Yeah, it does seem like at this point, because of this episode, that it could be real and it's a personification or whatever it may be, but they brought it back and it wants to flourish. And the only way to do that is to pass itself along somehow, however that works. But Callie, is that next. But did any of the other women have kids? Is Callie
got a son,
and
but
he
I don't
seems,
know
and it
if
seems
he
like
Is it-
he's on the
we
weird
we
side.
don't know. We've seen that Melissa and Ty have children, but we don't know if they're biological because both of them are in same-sex marriages. So we don't know did they
Yeah,
adopt,
how
did they carry, but Melissa does say she has, a daughter that's awesome, but I don't know if it's a daughter she gave birth to biologically, one of those type of things. So
right.
maybe it needs a biological child of someone who was actually out in the wilderness.
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe both of those situations, even though Ty's kid seems he's got whatever she's got.
Right. And are the two entities separated? We still don't know. Like,
That'll be crazy.
that's still unkind of solved, right? Because I mean, it told, or Van's afterlife scene made us think that she saved Ty, but Ty's now eating her heart. So I don't know. I don't know how saved she really is. I mean, that was just a weird. I mean, this was all sad. All sad, very sad. She gets to see and remember the life they kind of had out in the wilderness together. And then even when they got back together, to her, going, so that's not normal.
Oh, that's definitely not normal. Especially even with Shauna. Like Shauna sees her walk up with blood all over and just like, oh, just a normal day,
Right? It's just how we do.
Burying our friend out in the woods, and here comes her girlfriend with blood all over her mouth.
I mean, she looked a little concerned.
That's how we roll.
Shauna concerned. What?
Yeah, she did. I mean, she didn't look like she was like gonna high five her. But again, I love how they're displaying these two in the episode because they do it when they're younger too.
It's what the wilderness wanted.
Something. They did. And again, that goes back to their rituals and how easily everyone wants to blame Shauna. But I mean, Ty's over here eating a heart. And then she goes and blames Shauna. But I believe Shauna told him to stay the fuck away. Shauna didn't want him to come participate in her reindeer games. One could argue, had Ty left her in the hospital, that she may have survived anyways. I mean, she just needed to go to down the hallway where somebody else was dying and suffocate him like she tried to do with the old man, right? I mean, it wasn't against Ty to go try to kill people in earlier episodes to save her. Why did they have to go after Melissa? Is it really Shauna's fault? I mean, she's like an easy target to blame. I mean,
yes, it's Shauna's fault because Shauna went after Melissa.
But nobody had to go with her. Yeah, they're grown ass women.
I gotta give it to Scarlett here because Shauna she was going after Melissa by herself. And at that point, I don't think she knew it was Melissa. I don't think she realized it was Melissa until she actually came out of that whatever closet she was hiding in and was like, what the fuck? So
why are you still alive?
I can't kind of put all the blame on Shauna for that. Because she did leave them at the hospital and was willing to go take care of shit on her own.
I'm just saying she's not the best person here, and she, does a lot of horrible things. I just think there's plenty of blame to go around. And out of the people who are left, I don't know if Shauna's the worst, but that's just my take. Because again, Misty was playing both sides, right? She had a hand to play with Coach's death, in my opinion, because she's the one that let Shauna know about what the hell was going on with Natalie and Coach.
Yeah, for sure.
And then, like I said, there's so many things I could talk about Ty and Lottie. Those two are kind of easy targets. I feel like those two are always kind of on the darker side of things. They were both calculated. Ty, even before they came into the forest, was already kind of showing bad personality, right? She slid into the girl's leg and like broke her leg just because she didn't like her, didn't think she was doing all she could do to be part of the team or whatever. So she was all
talk about being lucky,
right?
Yeah,
I think
right.
that girl's the luckiest girl on this show by far.
Yeah, no doubt. Do you think that Melissa was telling the truth, that she was having visions and dreams again, and that started because shit started with everybody else after this, a long span of time? Suddenly Natalie died and Travis died, and all that just restarted again. So that's what triggered maybe something in Melissa.
Maybe. That's the way Melissa told it to Shauna. And again, the letter's true, so how much of what we believe of what she says is true, or how much of what she is saying is not so much that it's not true, but it's what she's telling Shauna to maybe appease Shauna. I don't know. Again, until now, I don't know. I mean, it's one of the things where it's left in the air as to what Shauna is. Is she actually being manipulated, or is she really just as crazy as she thinks she is? But again, I'm not saying she's not crazy. I just don't know, man. There might be some other forces at play here. But we had to wait till next season to really find out where that's going to go.
So with this season now at an end, I honestly think, looking at it overall, I don't think they're going to, I think 4 is going to be the last. Unless something really significant happens that could lead us into a 5th season, like some real type of crazy shit, and they got to go battle the entity in like the forest time shit, and they got to go back to the wilderness or something. It's like, I can't see this going more than one more season.
It's hard to, especially how this one ended, with Natalie phoning home. It's hard to see. Yeah. Where could they even go with a 5th?
Right? Like something real big is going to happen in season 4. Like I said, like, okay, it ends up, they come face to face with the entity and they got to go do some, war priestess shit back in the wilderness to kill it or something.
I'm trying to find where they're in the coffee shop or whatever.
They coming for Shauna.
And it's kind of it's some bullshit, the two that are coming after, in my opinion, because they're just as culpable in the series of events as Shauna. Even some could argue Ty is more culpable in her movements and the things that she did. She may not have directly drawn blood in some instances, but one could argue that she's part of the reason why things popped off in the first place. And it's Shauna's husband, but not Shauna. Like, I don't think her, keeping the journals is the worst of the worst kind of crime. I mean, Ty.
We could say Ty kind of triggered this shit with that fucking reporter, having her go dig into people just to see if people was gonna talk, and one thing led to another. But I think whatever's going on now, I think it started somewhere with Travis. And I don't know if Lottie manipulated things that happened with Travis, but whatever started in present day started with Travis.
Yeah, it does seem that way. Yep, I agree. And that just set off the whole chain of events, or maybe a ripple effect that caused Ty to do what she did and caused, this, and then caused this, then caused this.
And Ty's shady, because we even know that she does stuff when she sleepwalks. We saw last season she had that weird scene where she was kind of seeing what she was doing, but she didn't even remember some of the things that she was doing and some of the parts that she was playing in. And she seemingly tries to blame Shauna for everything. But I'm like, you were there. Like, Ty, you wanted to stay. Like, Shauna didn't force you to stay in the wilderness. You could have stood up against her with Natalie. You chose to side with Shauna and Lottie. But now it's all like it was just weird how these two seem so holier than thou, but they're not, right? Again, they're just as much with it as Shauna is, especially Ty. I mean, she's was all season ready to go after and kill people for Van for what she thought was a good cause for her own reasoning. And Misty, she's so proud of herself that she solved Lottie's murder, but did she accomplish anything really with it other than to gloat over Shauna? That was about all she really got out of it. I mean, it wasn't to go to the police and turn in Callie. It wasn't to actually do anything other than her own ego at solving a murder and then hanging it over Shauna's head that it was her daughter. So I don't know. We got a hell of a trio left.
It'd be funny if that little jukebox started.
I had that jukebox started going off, then they in a whole nother timeline. They need to be real careful.
But if these are all the survivors, then there's still about 4 or 5 people that we got to see drop. Unless there are more survivors that we just don't know about yet. Because there's Aquila, who there, and like Jen said, she was spotted after the cave. Then you got Skunk Girl. You got a couple of other white girl randos, and you have the one extra black girl. So there's still at least 5 of them that are floating around on top of Hannah. So we got to see some carnage come next season, or are they going to say that these girls also survived? Because then that puts more survivors out there who could be associated with the phone.
And what we were all talking, last night or the night before, Dana, about how the timeline, right? And even Dark Elf, we were saying that we give them a few more weeks, a month tops, like at most a month, because if they're already getting contact, you figure with the weather and everything, rescue's got to be around the corner, right?
Yes.
Yeah, unless something happens to the phone and that, she doesn't make complete contact. Like they hear her, but something happens before where are you or who are you or something like that.
You still got to get rid of Hannah. I'm assuming she hasn't necessarily that we know of told Melissa where she hid her tape, so I'm assuming she's going to let her know about that before she dies, maybe. The recording.
That's what I was thinking.
And yet, Tisha, Misty tortured the people at the senior home. Yeah, I mean, it's all Shauna's fault. Yeah, they did Travis wrong in the adult timeline. See, Forever Autumn, welcome, hun. Welcome. Glad to see you.
Hi, honey.
Been a minute. Glad you're hanging around. Hope you're having a good Monday. Says, yeah, I think the end was supposed to be Nat versus Shauna, and now they're scrambling, having to recast some characters. Yeah, that is another interesting point. The fact that Natalie, her character had to be killed off in the way it did, and therefore even maybe her young version, if they don't have, how are they going to write that in? Was Natalie, because we know she's supposed to survive, so I guess the younger version still gets to go on, right? It's just the older cast member, right?
Yeah.
So maybe the ending was supposed to be Shauna versus Natalie, so they're going with the Melissa. Or even maybe Ty and Misty as opposed to Natalie. I don't know. That is an interesting point, though, since they took out the actress who played the older Nat had to be killed off. Hashtag justice for Travis. Yeah, I felt bad for Travis. He had some weird moments, too, in this episode. He got drunk and said some things that were interesting. Eddie Jones says, it's like a death cult. Last one standing wins, but what do they win? Exactly. And apparently the only one that really knows is Lottie if it's real. She's the only one really talking to it. Forever Autumn says, I really hope Aquila is another survivor. Nice. Dark Elf says 1 season left. Don't think they could push 2 seasons out of it. Yeah, it's hard to see 2, but I mean, it's possible depending on if they have some other rando out there, because we still don't know what's up with Walter as we see him here at the end of this scene. again, still following. Like, even creepier is he's following Misty around now, right? Like, is that not a little creepy? Like, he knows where she's at.
That's definitely a little creepy.
I mean, it is creepy, but at the same time, look at that worried look on his face. He knows she's in trouble.
Is that a worried look, or is it something else that we have to be concerned for?
My
for the next
plan is
season or
coming
two?
together. Look.
Mwah,
Mwah.
mwah.
It's all falling into place.
Nobody cares about Jenny, a skunk girl.
No, yeah, nobody cares about it, but we still need some bodies to drop, is what I'm saying. So it's going to be interesting to see how all the rest of these girls die. If they're not survivors, then they need to die. Or what are we going to say? They just got left out there?
Oh, so it's November there? Because, see, I didn't know where we were as far as... Because I don't know when the snow falls. I assume they were closer into, like, December. So if they were rescued in
Canada would definitely
January...
be snowing. It would
All right,
definitely
well,
be
then maybe
snowing.
they do have another 2 months then. I thought maybe they only had, like, another month left out there. And so it may not be the real rescue. I guess they find that and take her, but then they don't kill Natalie. So what do they kill Hannah because of the attempted rescue? I don't know. Some good questions though to think about. Hannah, and Keela Jen is all that's left that we haven't seen in Adult Timeline. Justice for the pool rat.
Well, you know, wasn't it Shauna that said in the car while they were listening to the tape, the only ones besides us that knows about this is dead? You know,
That they know of.
And Lottie had already died at that point, so Misty was the only one not in the car, and I think that was a given that she knew about it. But you know, how truthful was Shauna when she said that?
I don't know. I mean, Melissa wasn't as dead as we thought, or they thought she was. Let's see. Jen says Walter's obsessed with Misty. I want him and Misty to escape together, but she won't and will get killed. Aw. Hannah will probably next to go. First episode, season 4. Ooh. You go. Good prediction. It's possible because, I mean, we got to start knocking some bodies off. We got 2 months. Approximately.
The bodies hit the floor.
Jen says Walter was not playing show tunes and musicals when he was stalking Misty, and the change of clothes. He definitely has putting on a mask for Misty. Yeah, he's a strange one because he comes off with all this fancy glamour and stuff, but then he's listening to some hard tunes, following folks around. I don't know where to put Walter anymore. I kind of thought he was just a dopey dude a little bit, kind of nerdy, but harmless nonetheless. Maybe, if you were a murderer or something, you might want to watch out. But for the most part, average citizen, I don't think he was going to bother you too much. Might try to put a little ticket on your car if you littered or something like that. But overall, just minor annoyance. But I don't know. He's starting to come
minor nuisance.
Yeah, he's starting to become a little bit more. Few more red flags to note on him, or at least the show is making it out like that. Again, the way the show plays it, I've been wrong so many times about so many things that who knows what Walter is. But Ty, again, she manipulated Van for the cards, right? Because, man, Mari might have still been here. It's kind of Ty's fault on that one a little bit. Mari's fault as well. I mean, there's a lot of blame to go around for the things that happen, is all I'm saying. Let's see what you guys are saying. He looked different in that car. Yeah, he seemed a little, I don't know, we're getting a little different personality kind of looks from Walter here in the last couple episodes.
I feel like we saw Walter dark side.
Right? Like maybe there's a little bit more there than we first thought. Some of you guys were already on it in the chat, but definitely maybe a little bit more there than I first thought. But yeah, she does. She finds like, and she does feel bad, and then until she reads the letter, and then she's like, you know what? Maybe it is just in us. And again, I'm curious to see where they go with Shauna in the next season. With her sort of writing this note and saying she wants to take it back. Again, the phrasing, how Lottie is constantly calling it, and kind of describing in this episode what it is. For at the end, Shauna saying she's going to take it back. So I don't know. We'll see. Is it all Shauna, or is there something else playing around here? Well, I'm curious to see what they do in the next season with that. But she is full garb now.
Oh yeah. There's our antler queen.
And we get to see who's in this mask. It was Misty. How about that? We got them all. We finally reached the point of full craziness for the group. Which took a few seasons. What's up, Bronze? Shauna probably don't have too many allies, but we'll see, because Melissa's still out there. And it would be some shit. Fletcher said something in Discord about them possibly ally. Yeah, see, there it is. Shauna will align with Melissa now that she's all alone, and I die laughing. You know, I wouldn't be surprised, because we see Melissa try to take Shauna out this episode. It didn't seem like Shauna was mad that she tried to take her out. It seemed like maybe she was more upset that, she kind of decided not to take her out.
What were her thing? What did she say? I
called her boring.
Told you were boring or something.
Mm-hmm. So, she might actually be into Melissa a little bit more now that Melissa, totally fought back and tried to kill her. I don't know, man. This is wild as shit. Because what is Melissa gonna do? Because all right, so Melissa's house is getting all fucking bloodied up. Her family's coming home. What the hell is gonna happen with Melissa? Like, how is she gonna explain that to her wife? Are the cops gonna end up coming to Shauna? Yeah, there's a lot of. Well, the fuck they clean that mess up.
Right, and I think Misty made it very clear. Don't call me.
Right.
I will not clean up no more bodies for you.
She made me eat my arm. She did. Yep, I knew you'd be boring. That's what she said. Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Adult Melissa turned out to not be boring. She might have a good Fletcher. She might. I mean, Shauna, didn't really seemingly start getting mad at Melissa until Melissa started being, what Shauna would consider boring. So I don't know. She might be into this. You never know. Yeah. I can't wait to see where Shauna is going to be placed next season. Because, like, what do y'all think? All right, if they're going after Shauna, y'all think they're just going to directly, because as far as they know, and Misty knows that both Callie and Jeff are gone, that they've kind of flew the coop for now. So are they going to come after her like in her house? It's going to be like a hunt. Are they going to hunt her and Lone Survivor? And then is one of these going to, and then is it going to be Ty that's Lone Survivor and she like flips on Misty? How's that shit going to go down? I kind of don't know. I was curious, because if they're going to fight it out for another season, then where does season 5 come in? And again, Melissa's still out there. Like she's just going to somehow explain to her wife, oh, don't worry. This was just some rando attack. I'm fine.
Right. It was a reunion with my friends.
So is there some kind of backstory, like an in-between? Maybe the thing with Travis. something that they could use as a filler for next season that would push it toward a fifth season, because a lot of the story was taken up by something like the Travis backstory or something like that.
Yeah.
Well, we all think something was sus with Travis's death, so I would love to flash back to the actual moment and not see it through Lottie's eyes.
Mm-hmm. Well, we may never get it because they seem to be closing off some of the storylines in a way so that people like the future versions of themselves or later on in the present, they don't kind of know certain things that happen. Like, to me, Travis's death is sort of, nobody's going to know. Like, none of the rest of the girls are ever going to really know because it was something that Lottie saw. Lottie told Natalie, well, both of them are dead. Misty's the only one that knows about the box now because, the two people who found out about it are dead, right? This random Crystal and then Nat, she's no longer here. So until they show us that somebody else knows, as far as we know, like, Misty gets to go to the grave with her secret. So I don't know. It seems like they're doing that for a few of these things. I don't know if we'll ever get to know if it'll just be, or if we'll get to see him later in the afterlife. They show like an afterlife thing with everybody.
It does make sense now, though. Why, when Natalie first went to fucking Misty's house, she went with that fucking gun cocked already? Like, what's up, you fucking crazy bitch?
Right.
Cock that gun back. Now we know why.
And I would even say Natalie was one of the good ones compared to the rest of the group.
Oh yeah, one of the better ones.
But she got taken out by Misty. Not Shauna. I'm just saying. Yeah, I don't think Shauna particularly cares like extra about Van or not, but I just don't blame Shauna for a lot of the deaths. Shauna did a lot of crazy shit, but there's a lot of deaths that are more on some of the others' hands, and they are actually even on Shauna.
In present day, yes.
Even in the past.
Yeah.
Coach wasn't her fault. She didn't kill Coach. I mean, she didn't kill Jackie.
Yeah, but she didn't defend Jackie either. So she's got some blood on her hands. She's not completely.
No, I was like, she didn't like kill him though. She's not the one that like killed Jackie. She's not the one that killed Javi. She didn't kill the scientist or Kodiak.
But she's still they still all have blood on their hands. Nope.
Oh, I know,
like,
but I'm saying like the ones that actually did the murders of those people seemingly, or it's all Shauna's fault. But Shauna's not the one that actually, like, she might have had a hand in some of the plays after the fact. But a lot of it seemed to be a lot of other problems. And Jackie was having problems from the start because Jackie didn't want to do anything around camp. And she was being little Miss Prissy bitch around camp. And she was being an absolute bitch to Shauna, too, the whole way through. And Shauna felt bad. Like, Shauna was not happy to see Jackie go. She didn't want Jackie to die. She didn't go out there trying to kill Jackie. Now, Lottie, on the other hand, Lottie's got a lot of blood on her hands. Misty's got some blood on her hands. And Misty tried to fucking... Misty kissed Coach after he was dead.
Okay, just add it to her list of weird shit.
I'm just saying, man, that the tally marks here are pretty equal across the board as far as I'm concerned. They're all a bunch of crazy wacko bitches. And I just love how it seems as if the ladies want to blame, again, Shauna for everything. But I'm like, I don't know if it was all Shauna. I mean, Nat had the gun, and she just kind of let Shauna take it. Ty didn't stop Shauna. She backed Shauna to not leave the wilderness because of some fear that she had. Lottie's just fucking crazy. I just feel like Lottie's just Lottie. Like, she's at large at all times. Even in her afterlife, I feel like she's still going to fuck around with him somehow. I don't know how, but it's Lottie. I can't think of who's left. Who was left?
Yeah, like I said, that's why I said we got to see some carnage in season 5 because we still got them extra girls floating around in Hannah. So it's going to be interesting to see how they die.
Yeah, no, Shauna made it very clear she doesn't truly care too much about anyone, especially at the beginning of the season when we see her in the past writing about how the girls are talking about miracles. And again, it reiterated her anger at the situation of the fact that her friend died, the fact that her baby died, and they were using it as a sacrifice or a miracle kind of thing. Like, oh, this was our sacrifice and we got a miracle out of it. She highly did not appreciate that, and she didn't appreciate the way everybody was just acting like it was a fairy tale. So yeah, I don't know, man. It's cool. It's pretty hairy. Oh, your 2 cats are actually sleeping and not walking all over the phone. Oh, you have 2 kitty cats. Shauna did, in fact, do that. Well, yeah, I never said Shauna was perfect. She's got her faults.
So now with the finale in the bag, what was your favorite like reveal, or just what was your favorite moment of this season, if you have one?
The whole season?
Yeah. Is there a special moment that stands out?
That's a hard question. I didn't even think about that.
There's a lot of little ones, like, Shauna's facial expression when Lottie killed that dude with a hatchet. Like, she was just like,
oh, yeah,
hell yeah. Just little, there's a lot of little things like that.
I like a lot of Natalie's scenes. The one with Coach where she had to kill him, and then the one that we see, what was it, last episode or whatever, where snow or winter sets in, and they think they have this plan, it kind of falls through, and she gets to find Misty and punch her in the face. Even the one at the end where she's on the phone of this episode. I like a lot of the Natalie scenes when they're in the past, because she does stand up a lot to the group at her own, risk. She doesn't always get, stand up as tall as she should, but she stood up, I guess, somewhat the most out of everybody else. But I mean, there's a lot of good moments though in this season. I mean, this whole season was really good. I'm trying to think of one that was extra special.
Yeah.
What about you, chat? You guys got any special favorite moments?
The Melissa reveal, when Misty recognized her on the highway, that part. The initial opening scene that I guess you could say foreshadowed Mari's death, but when they were playing that game and Shauna bit Mari's hand and she was like, decoy, bitch. And they started running after Misty.
Right? Oh, I did like the aesthetics of this episode where they show the snowfall on the or just like the look of it on their little huts. It was really pretty, even though there was some morbid shit going, really bad stuff going down in this episode. The view was spectacular.
Yeah.
I mean, it looked pretty.
I really like the reveal of the scientists. And Lottie fucking axe chopping that dude right in his head. That was one. I was like, oh shit, yeah, that confirmed crazy.
He says, okay, so 4 more deaths. Go Jen, Hannah, Robin, and Britt die. Yep. We got to get at least unless they're just roaming around out there somewhere.
Right? They just get left behind. That'll be pretty fucked up.
FCFL says, my heart broke for Nat when she saw the first snowfall. You could feel her pain. Yeah, no, that was a really good scene. And then they still gave like that weird glimmer of hope it was such a weird, almost like glimmer of hope with Misty's lantern and the what I'm assuming was going to be their way out through the little radio collar, which we'll see. Maybe it is, maybe it's not. We'll have to wait and see if they can get it to work right, or if they end up if Shauna or Lottie or one of them get their hands on it and destroy it. But Lottie might be coming around though, because in this episode, the way she said to Akila, even if we leave, it still is with us. Like maybe she's got the final transfer and now they can go home. I don't know. Let's see what else. There was so much in the episode. I know we're forgetting to talk about some of it. Yeah, just Lottie. Look at that. Look at the view. It's so nice. They get decorated with heads.
Heads will be rolling.
Right? But yeah, Misty in this episode, boy, she's so damn cocky. I'm kind of wanting to see if Shauna's going to take her ass out next season. Low key. Like, the way she came at her with all this. Right? Like, And it's all because she wants to be Shauna's bestie. And Shauna won't be your damn bestie. She could give it, like, Misty could give a shit less about really what's, like, right or wrong. She's just upset because she didn't get to be part of the group in the way she wanted. She give a shit about how many people they murdered. She's willing to clean up all their fucking murders. She give a shit. They all are just fucking out their goddamn minds. So they're gonna basically eat each other up. Possibly quite literally.
But just look at that face. It's just so trusting.
Mm-hmm. How about that face?
Well, she said, I didn't turn your daughter in.
She advised to get. I love how she tells Callie too, like, she understands why she drugged her. Like, I kind of understand that. Like,
she was like, yeah.
We're kindred spirits in that regard. Yeah. Like, this is some bullshit. This right here. I mean, Callie should have said shit to her, told her to go fuck off. But I'm just saying, like, bitch, you come question my daughter at school like that.
That's how them detectives do, though.
You get your ass in trouble. You ain't supposed to be questioning no minor like that. I mean, they do it in damn ways, but they don't mean to like it. Typically, I thought you're supposed to have a parent with them, but I know they still be trying some shit.
Under the bleachers is fair game.
Oh, under the bleachers.
It's such a cliche. It's such a cliche. She found her under the bleachers.
Right. Mm-hmm. Again, she reached all up in this fucking envelope and did not feel or see no fucking that piece of shit letter.
And just the whole way, like, it flew out of the envelope when Callie got startled by her dad. I was like, oh, they're really going to do this.
Right.
They're really going to do this.
I know. Matter of fact, where was that one?
Because what does the letter doesn't change anything at this moment. Like, Melissa still fucking killed Van.
Like, she finds the letter. This is here we go. This is a piece of shit.
Hey.
Oh my god.
Piece of shit. They're so bitch.
Such bullshit.
Such bullshit. And again, I love how. Why is it that certain moments have the like weird like that part of it? Why is it like certain moments of when they're reliving stuff have that little weird TV glitch on it? It's not every moment that they go back, but certain moments in particular have that weird glitch.
Yeah, it's the the intro has it.
I know, but it's like, why are they
Something.
using it in particular like manner? Is it why? What is this about this vision or this not vision, but this whether it be a vision that they see or they're kind of doing a flashback mixed in with a vision or just a flashback? Like some of them have that glitch, but not all of them.
Maybe it ties into, she immediately writes a letter and says, I used to be a damn queen and I'm going to be that again and screw the world. Maybe it's, it coming back through her or something, turning back on.
It is for Forever Autumn. It's a piece of shit letter. They brought that in after the court trial had started. We asked for discovery, and they did not present this. You can't come present this shit after the fact. That's bullshit.
They found it after the fact,
Misty was all over the damn place with her investigator skills. She didn't see that shit under the damn TV. I mean, under the fucking fridge. She was searching the cabinets and alphabetizing shit. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
It still doesn't change anything, though.
It changes. It just adds more fuckery to everything.
If anything, it says Melissa, even though she killed Van, was telling the truth about most of what she said.
Right?
Which is fine, but bitch still killed Van. So you still lost all your fucking kudo points and all your fucking whatever points. Like, if she didn't kill Van, I'd be more defensive of Melissa. I would have been like, yeah, see, Shauna was just whatever. But I'm sorry, you lost my vote once you killed Van, because there was no need for her to do it at all. At all. You could have just gotten up, walked out, and but now you want to get all wilderness crazy, and because Van couldn't kill you, you killed Van. Okay, well now I can't defend you no more.
Yeah. I mean, it could be though she realized in that moment, like we were saying, okay, I could still die and they'll be after me unless I give the wilderness something it wants. The wilderness will still take or whatever.
So I don't know. Season 4 is going to be interesting.
See, Forever Autumn says they're spoon feeding the audience some of these flashbacks, and it's not needed. The audience is smart enough to not need that. Yeah, I'm just curious of why the flashbacks, like some of them seem to have that little glitch and others don't. Does it mean that the ones with the glitch have some other meaning? Is it, because remember, we saw a lot of that glitchiness when Coach was seeing his lover that wasn't there. We saw it when Lottie was reliving the death scene of Travis, that we don't really believe half of what Lottie says. So I don't know, man. Fucking something ain't adding up. And it ain't just like out of defense for Shauna. It's just something's not adding up with everybody. Like Melissa particularly sending it when all that tape and everything, when she did, her mentioning the fact that she was seeing stuff prior to sending it. The fact that she even faked her own death and got with the daughter of the lady of Hannah was, there's just weird. So many weird little nudges that they're doing that it is I don't know where the hell they're going to take this shit. But it's creepy.
4, 5, 6. You deserve everything that's coming to you. 8.
Yep, that was your last words. May you rest in pieces. I mean, in peace.
And little piles of poo.
Mm-hmm. That's right, Inspector. She ripped it up so it doesn't matter. That's right. It's a piece of shit letter. It doesn't exist anymore.
Just the smile on fucking Shauna's face when Lottie starts counting down. She just gets
Dark Elf says that was Van's fault. How you dragged big ass Shauna out? But I had to cut Melissa hand wraps. I would have dragged that bitch out by her hair. Yeah, like reality versus the imaginations. Yeah, it's very weird.
You know, if I was a part of this group, I would have already had my what if I draw the queen route predetermined. Like, I know I can get away from them if I go this way and maybe do this and maybe then do this and go here or something. Because, damn.
Well, I'm sure some of them probably have thought about that, but Mari's stupid.
Yeah, she's me, so I guess I wouldn't. So I guess I wouldn't have done that either.
Well, like, even like the whole deal with Coach, right? Like, the whole way through, Coach was trying to be as nice as he could to her. And then even when he's like, let her go, right? She still kicks the crutches out from underneath him.
That's a low blow right there.
Like,
Right.
and then even during the trial, right?
Yeah.
Like, she didn't even try to defend Coach at all during the trial.
She did seem, young teen-ish a lot, because when she got back, I remember they were like, oh, he tied you up. That seems so scary. And when she heard him say that, she like, oh yeah, it was, and like she wanted that, and she just kept playing it up all the way to giving him up and taking him back to him and stuff. Like, she wanted to. She was almost like a Misty in that moment. Like, oh, they're looking at me, they're talking to me, and I can like do something.
Eddie asks, is there a time limit on the hunt, or is the hunt till someone dies? I think it's till someone dies, or is it till like the next morning? I can't remember.
I would say it's till she dies. Did they say if they survive the morning they get to live?
Well, I know before, as long as someone dies, because remember they had what?
Travis's Javi. Yeah,
Javi died, but it was supposed to be Natalie, I think.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
So it's really about whoever the wilderness takes. It's almost like, they pick, but then the hunt is set on, and which makes me think that you have a chance to survive. So I would think that if she chose to fight back, like when she went to grab the knife and she had gotten it stabbed Sean, and that I would assume that would have been the end of the hunt.
No, but James is right. I would have definitely been like, okay, if I pulled that Queen of Hearts, I would have made like a little Home Alone section. Like, built my own traps, built my own shit. All right, you come get me, but one of y'all gonna die trying.
Something.
Would have made like my own area to run to where I know where everything is, and fuck that shit.
Right?
Yeah. I mean, me personally, I would have last summer packed a bag and got the hell out of there.
Right? Made a bug out bag.
And said, screw y'all, man.
10, 11, 12.
Yep, Travis, go ahead, man. You're going to need it all. It's going to be a long-ass fucking day. He already knew. Are you drinking wine? Poor Travis.
That was fucked up with Shaw. She was like, you wanna go be with your brother?
Oh, we gonna hear it.
Oh,
we gonna hear it.
Seriously, Travis. You want to make it 2 for 2 with your brother?
Don't you ever wonder whose reality we're in? Like, I'm pretty sure that some of my thoughts are Javi's thoughts.
Yeah, that's just not normal. Now, do y'all think he's just drunk, or does he actually believe what he's saying?
I think he actually believes what he's saying.
I mean, if it comes back around to like they died on the plane and all this bullshit, that'll be, I don't know. That'll be weird.
That'll piss me off. That'll piss me off.
Right?
But let me tell you about this dream.
But let's go with that, what Travis said right there. And let's go with what they showed us in this episode about Lottie and her little death scene thing, and what we know about Van's death scene and Natalie's and such. Like, especially Van's, there's something else, and we know there's something else because it daggum showed it to us in this episode.
I mean, that's a fakery. They are just pulling all the fucking
yeah. If they pull that shit back, I'll be pissed. Like, F y'all, man. Because you blatantly showed us like I could explain the bear, I could explain this, I could explain that, I could, fine, I can explain everything, even the phone, with Van and everything. I could explain it all, fine, but not this. There ain't no explaining that shit.
Right?
And
Because
what if
particularly her death
Travis,
scene, like
what
her
if
death walk.
Travis, whatever he said right there, connects to all that, whatever's happening?
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yeah, because like
Yavi,
you could still kind of
is
say Lottie's
wherever.
crazy, but that death walk, why show us that?
Yeah,
Like
because
it's not purpose for anybody else.
Javi's could be wherever Van is now, and Natalie is
Jackie.
now, and Jackie is now, and Lottie
And the baby.
I guess Lottie and the baby. And
it might be why they're hearing like voices. Might be why they kind of see Jackie sometimes or something. I don't know. It could be using them to manipulate them, or they're just sort of their own ghost spirit selves. It is very curious the way he talks.
Officer Jackie's. The slumber party makeouts, the jealousy, the betrayal.
Back the fuck up. It's not him. It's not.
Mm-hmm. Yep, good old Lottie.
Yeah, don't mind him. He's just tripping balls.
Right. Good old Lottie.
Ignore him.
I love how Lottie too. How do some of these people get better? Like clothing. They seem to have warmer. Lottie seemed warmer than some of the other people. Who gets to pick out what kind of skins you get to wear? Because she's like full on fucking garb and everything. Some of them, while others seem like they lacking in the fur department.
Right, skunk girl only gets a fucking skunk.
Right.
And I mean, I don't like to point out all the little details because there's actually a bunch in this episode I could point out like that. But I mean, it's a special skill to tan a hide and wear it and it be flexible and not stiff and, and not smell and all that kind of stuff. So, I mean, that's just something you got to overlook.
Right.
But
I was thinking that myself. Like
they've got a shit ton.
Survive.
They've got a shit ton of that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
For chicks who did not know how to survive a day in their fucking life, they skinned them hides pretty good. My father couldn't even do that.
Yeah. Because, if you skin anything and just leave it laying there, it's going to get hard like chicken skin or something out in the sun. It'll get hard. You have to tan it a certain, use brains or, whatever. There's a few ways, but you have to treat it a certain way and it's a process. So, but like I say, you got to overlook a lot of that stuff.
No, you're right though. Like that's just crazy.
And like Mari, just one more thing real quick.
Oh, sorry.
Oops.
I was trying to get it on a certain moment and it kept pressing play. I was like, no, I don't want to press play.
But when Mari fell in the pit, especially stakes that big around, if they were pencil size or something, it would have probably went all the way through her and she would have went all the way to the ground. But that was pretty unrealistic as far as reality, probably the distance she fell versus how those things went all the way through her body and everything. But
yeah, so I guess we got to kind of leave some of it.
Yeah, you just got to kind of go with a lot of it.
Who they all adjusted?
Movie
Jackie,
magic.
Javi, Coach, the scientist, the guide. Who are we missing? I guess Mari now.
And Mari, yeah.
But yeah, let's see. This was interesting.
Natalie.
There's just something about Lottie with fucking Shauna. I'm sorry, but
They're playing off each other.
Right? Like, it's so fucking creepy.
It's a power play. It's almost like, how a lot of the old civilizations, they had the king or queen or whatever it may be, and they had that religious person that was just as powerful, or spiritual advisor.
More.
Yeah.
What can you say that religious person put that leader in power?
Yeah, and that's what's happening here. They're keeping each other in power almost.
It is creepy. Oh, that's right. They did bury the scientist. That's right. They didn't eat him.
Right. They didn't eat that guy.
That is correct.
And it's only because their
I think
stomach
they were
was
a little
full.
full. I was just gonna say that they was full off, Coach.
Mhm.
We ate a lot of Coach, and we still got some of him in the freezer. You know.
Forever Awesome. Yeah, Shauna has no power without Lottie. It's only granted from her. Yeah, it seems the way it is. Again, Lottie's playing a lot of power roles here in the episode. That it just, because at least, like, I understood a lot of Shauna's rage towards the beginning of the season. And all the way through. Like I said, I don't agree with her doing the hair thing. That's creepy as fuck. The only thing I can account that to is, again, if it's real and Lottie is been trying to find it a vessel of some kind or something to connect it with, and for whatever reason it can't be Lottie, maybe because Lottie is such a conduit that she just can't, like Lottie would take on something else too or something, maybe, I don't know. But if Shauna is the conduit or is what it wants for now, it's fucked up to think that a lot of what Shauna's doing may not even be like her own. Like, she's thinking now in the future. Yes, she does say in present day, that she's sort of wanting to get it back. She wants to be a warrior again and not like a mother and all this kind of stuff. But again, that's after like this whole season of kind of making her feel like she is into it. Like, I'm curious to see if they're going to reveal at all, if ever, how much of this was all Shauna, Lottie, Ty, Misty, and how much of it was the wilderness or whatever it is playing with them and sort of leading them to a darker self than what they really are. Because the way Lottie talks about it, she's like, it's what made us do all these things in the woods. It is that sort of primal energy in a way. Like, it's more than adrenaline. It's more than that. It's life itself. It's, she goes on this whole tirade about it.
Yep. Playing with the Queen of Hearts.
Right.
Right? No, it was a good finale. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I liked the cliffhanger with Natalie reaching out to someone, and now we're gonna see kind of like what's gonna happen next, and I think it's gonna be a showdown. It's gonna be a showdown between all of them in present day, and because Ty and fucking Misty, they coming for Shauna.
Dark Elf says Lottie did, though, licking his brain. She did like to lick that brain. She was kind of into the brain matter. So does that count as them eating the body-ish? I mean, they eat the whole thing, but Lottie got like a sample. Like you go to like Costco, you get a little sample.
Yeah, that was like her dessert. Like, Coach and brain of dead dude for dessert.
Little scientist, a little coach. She was gonna, I don't know. She get a history teacher. She damn near gonna get all of her subjects in one day. But it was weird too, because even like I loved how the scene where they are doing the drawing right for the hunt, and of course Shauna ends up stepping in. And she's like, Todd's kind of talking to her and telling her, like, there's no need for you to, put yourself in any more danger. And she's like, Shauna turns to her, was like, what are you, what did she say? Like, not calculus. What the fuck did she call her? Damn it, I had it till I forgot what it was.
Statistics or something?
She was like, it doesn't change the odds. Like, she's like, oh, shit. But again, there's just weird stuff because, like, we gotta believe Shauna is really this smart and calculating at this point to where she can just kind of look at the girls and she knows that Ty and Van are up to something, because she didn't know until literally like during the time, right? She kind of just is like, what the hell's going on? But there's no way for her to really known that, right?
I mean, they did give, like Ty and Van were giving subtle little clues that she picked up on as far as just body movements and stuff. But, and it could go back to the writing thing, just something you need to not look at too closely, but it did make her out 2 or 3 times in this episode and last to be smart. Like, I'm picking up on stuff. I'm hearing these voices and waking up at a moment I need to wake up or whatever it may be. But at the same time, she didn't know Hannah was missing. Even though Hannah become Natalie, she thought, well, Natalie's around. I see her or whatever. But she didn't notice that whole time that Hannah was missing. And Hannah, for some reason, seemed to be buddied up to her real fast. Like in the intro, she even was holding the crossbow when they pulled Natalie out,
right,
in the middle of the night. So it's like Shauna trusted Hannah enough not only to make her part of the crew, hold this crossbow, So it's like, but then she didn't know she was missing there at the end. I mean, there was a lot of hoopla going on. Mari had died and she won and felt victorious, and they were dressing her up to be the queen and everything. They were having this big feast. And so, it is plausible. She just overlooked
well,
it
she did
at that
think,
point.
because she was questioning her, right? She was questioning the fact that, and she wasn't too far off, right? Like, Shauna wasn't too far off of what was going on. Even then, like, she knew what they were planning something. She didn't know what exactly was going to happen, but it was interesting when she did kind of question her, because she was even kind of like Natalie, like, I want to hope you had nothing to do with what was going on. Like, until she unmasked her, she really did. She thought it was Natalie, but she assumed Natalie was in on whatever was going on, and she was. So she wasn't far off.
Right.
They tricked her, and she realized in that moment when she turned around, she saw the smile on Van's face, and she knew, like, okay, she was trying to keep the pace, but again, with so many parties at play,
Right.
And they flipped that on her, and I don't know how well that's going to work for them, because
I know
even Missy's smiling, but Missy was like a whole part of it.
What's Shauna's next play at this point? It's just her and Lottie almost against everybody.
Well, I mean, again, I don't know, because we need to go back to episode 1, because when we see them during this time after we get to the queen status, it seems as if she gets to stay queen for a minute, right? So who's going to take the fall?
Till morning.
Well, no, I mean in episode 1, after we see Pit Girl, how long after that do we think that she's going to continue to be queen? Because that's pretty much where we're at. So is she going to get to continue her status? And again, if they're going a whole nother season with them probably showing this, I don't know. I'm kind of trying to talk it through, because I don't know who's going to really remain on what side. I would say that I thought they had it against Shauna to begin with when Shauna first decided to flip and go with Lottie, because they had Travis. Travis has always been with Natalie. Van was always kind of wanting to get the hell out. Ty was a kicker, and I'm curious to see. Ty didn't seem like she was fully aware of the plan, right? Or am I wrong about that? Because if they get Ty to remain with Shauna and Lottie, those 3 together seem to be able to sway the group in their own right.
Yeah, but what's done is done at this point.
Is it? I mean, like y'all even brought up, or somebody in the chat was saying that, yes, she gets a signal now, but then how long till someone gets there? And they're gonna have to live in this camp with Shauna. Like, are they going to tie Shauna up? Like, how is that going to play out? With Lottie, of all people, too. I mean, I can't imagine Lottie's wanting to go back. So, Or is she? Maybe, like I said, maybe Lottie, after saying to Aquila that even if they, make it out, it's still with them, then maybe Lottie got what she needed with the beginning of the episode vision of it, saying my will is your will, our will together, praise be, powered up, whatever the hell that was about. Then maybe she's now ready to go home, so she's able to talk Shauna into being like, oh no, we're going to honor this final month and a half until we get rescued. Fucking you get to be queen for the next month. I don't know. Because I don't see Shauna just relinquishing it without a good reason. At the way that Lottie has now powered her up. Even Melissa powered Shauna up. Shauna wasn't really giving a fuck about being too much in control of the group until Melissa was like, no, you're badass now. You got this. And then she had Lottie powering her up. And then kind of Ty was sort of seemingly like she has been with Shauna as well in a lot of these scenes. Yes, she's looking out for her and Van, but she ends up teaming up with Shauna or Lottie in that kind of weird power group, kind of against Natalie a lot of times. So I don't know. And Misty's a wild card altogether because we already know Misty's a rat. She kind of goes with whatever she thinks is going to be her friend. And she's gone back and forth with all kinds of shit. So I don't know what Misty's is her at the end of this smiling like, yay, I'm going to rescue everyone. Again, it's not about Misty giving a shit about the group. It's about her looking good, right? Because all she cared about was, oh, you're going to tell everybody they're not going to be my friends anymore. And I'm going to fix it, right? Even though you're a complete fucking idiot for what you did in the first place. Jen says, hope the voice from is on the other end of the phone.
You shouldn't have been digging that hole, Jen.
Yeah, y'all shouldn't have ate Coach, Natalie.
Mm-hmm. Should have thought about that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we should have had Hannah instead of the other guy. Y'all messed up on which scientist to kill or something. I don't know. Your Travis should have been digging that pit, Nat. That's a good one. That's funny. Let's see. Eddie says, I believe this version was easy to reflect the reality as opposed to a stylized version, or possibly how Shauna sees it. Maybe. I can't wait to see how this shit really goes down, because I mean, again, what the hell? They just, you're not going to tell me that they just crowned her and then her crown's gone in a day. I don't know. We're going to see how this all pans out. We know this one survives. This one survives. Lottie survives. Ty and Van survive. Melissa survives. So, again, how are they all going to be copacetic at campsite now? I love the smile on Van's face, and Travis just looks like he is in his own fucking world. He is so far not even into whatever, the reality of what the fuck is going on right now. He is.
It's gonna be an awkward next meal, I'll tell you that.
Poor Travis. But they have taken and broken bread of Mari. And yeah. Let's see, what did the letter say? Dear Sean, it's been a while, I know, and I guess I should begin by saying I'm sorry about leading you all to believe I was dead. I've done a lot of work since then. I can't read cursive very well. And more days, I'm able to wake up and just look at my beautiful family and not even think about what happened out there. Still, I've been struggling to let go completely, which is why I'm sending you this tape. It's pretty darn close to the murder.
Evidence.
See, I'm glad you can read better than me because it's cut off. Let's see. Does it give me another? Hang on, let me go to this next one just to see. No. I wonder if I got it in the video. Better one.
Well, she thought, like, you know, like we were saying, maybe it was the stuff with Lottie and Travis and all that started the thing back that maybe caused her to start having dreams and stuff. Well, in the letter, she's saying, I've come to see that even holding on to this tape, having the need for the insurance is keeping me in that place. So she's relinquishing it, trying to let go of it all. But she did know about Natalie and all the stuff that happened. So at least she did seem to be telling the truth about the letter and what was in the letter. I mean, as far as that part goes.
Yep. It just seems so.
Travis didn't dig the pit. He found it. Right?
Yeah, he found that. Well, the
original.
Yeah, after Mari came back, I guess they all figured out where the pit was. I think she told him about it.
Yeah.
And then he went back there and put the spikes in it.
For Lottie, it seemed like, right?
It seemed like, yeah. Allegedly. We don't know for sure what his intentions were, but allegedly.
Yeah, he set up the trap. You know, it wasn't a trap before that, just that pit. And of course, Lottie walked out on the thing and didn't fall through, which adds to the whole
weirdness.
The whole Jesus on water moment.
Right. And then Shauna's like, nice, get her up, take out the spikes, and then, you know, fill her up. No more pit.
Yeah, man. When they were dragging her through the snow there, man, that was just a crazy shot. Because look, do you have that shot or a frame? I don't know.
Of her face and everything.
Yeah.
I got to get to the right moment. I got too many screenshots. Hang on. But that was finding the thing. There she falls, trips.
Hurts her foot there.
And fucking his shit. All right, that's where she's getting choked out. And keep going. There. Okay. All right, that's where they got her in the pit.
What a way to go. I guess it was instant. Yeah, so it don't show it, but as they kept dragging her and it shows her hands, like there was spike marks in each hand, like Jesus nails. I don't know if they meant like that was on purpose for any reason.
But she had a lot too. She had some on her cheek.
Yeah, that one went through her face right there. Yeah,
it was. Yeah, because as we go back to this, wait, shit, where'd it go? This one. No. So in here. Nope, see, there's one in the hand here. And I guess one in the hand right there.
Yeah.
She got one in the butt too.
That's that hurt.
That is fucked up, man. God, yeah, right through her face. Yeah. God, that is just fucking painful as hell. And then we get to see whose feet were there. It was Van.
I know, right? But they did say, oh no, that was an interview. I heard in an interview that different takes of different things throughout the season or seasons, they had different people wear the pink Converse. So they didn't know. The actors didn't even know.
Oh.
Or something, as far as and that's funny how they don't know even what's going on. I know when they get the scripts, of course they know before us, but they don't know. They don't know what's going on either. So
there's the hand one.
Damn, it's a bad way to go.
It really is.
Really strung her up. Fucking Misty. Look, oh yeah, Misty, it's all Shauna's fault. You're fucking standing there participating. I love how people blame others when they participate in things. Misty's just got the craziest one of all. I don't know why hers particularly, like, it doesn't even just creep me out. It's just goofy as fuck.
She looks like Captain Caveman.
Something, right? Like, Like, is she like Bigfoot or something in the wilderness? I don't know what the fuck is she doing.
That looks like a big old beaver. Like would you kill a big old beaver?
Right? Like, what is that? Is that from the bear? Aw. Hot Pockets.
Meal of Queens.
Mm-hmm.
But it was almost like when she was writing that letter, it was almost like she was making a fucking declaration. Like
Oh
she's
yeah,
like, y'all,
she's
y'all
ready
bitches,
to.
let's go.
Yeah, she done.
Queen
She gone
Shauna
full
is
on.
back, baby.
They attached the hair too. It was interesting. But again, this right here is pretty much what we get. Pretty close, I'd say, to the Bing. Let me get a good one. Wait, that was not the best one. I'm gonna get a better one. I think I got too many screenshots. Yeah, which one was it? This one? Yeah, it was that one. Yeah, I don't know, man. She got the hair on there too. We get the antlers and everything. I don't know, man. Something. Math ain't math in here, and Lottie is the fucking culprit. Just, I don't know. We'll see though, because now Lottie's gone. So what the hell? Oh shit! I didn't mean to close all that out. My bad. But we'll find out though.
Jen Hack is asking, can you triple check the last scenes where I thought I saw Aquila? Thanks.
Yeah, I might have missed her just because I wasn't particularly like I didn't know that we were looking for her. I didn't, think to get her after that. I can always go back in the episode and put the shots in the Discord after the stream. But I did not particularly catch her, but that's only because like I was just randomly taking the shots of them when they were eating. And I don't remember what mask. Let's see. Did it show what her mask was? Did I get the shot? It was when Lottie was being trippy in the caves.
Because I really didn't think Aquila was coming out that cave. It was like, I felt like it was this whole setup to where, yeah, Lottie was going to take her ass out.
Where is it? I thought I got one where it showed Aquila go before she goes in.
She did, because she takes off, like she wears this poncho thing. And she takes that off before she goes in the cave.
I thought so too. I thought I got one. Maybe I didn't catch that one.
But I do not remember what her mask is.
I must not have caught that one. I'm some bitch. So that's after they're all
There's asking,
drinking.
did they change Shauna's hair color? I don't think so. I wouldn't know how you would do that.
I mean, it might be a little more darker later and slightly lighter here. That is a possibility because like her hair is darker-ish when she's older than when she's younger in this scene.
Anyone think Aquila gets left behind and comes back in secret years later? That is one of the things, one of the rabbit holes I was going down. I think that could be very interesting.
I'm trying to find it. And Shauna backed off of Ty. This was a moment I'm like, is it any Ty versus Possess Shauna?
It does seem that way, and Shauna backed down.
Indeed, she did.
Sure
Look at that
as hell
face.
did.
That face right there is any Ty. That's bad Ty right there.
She's like, you don't know who you fucking with. I'll fuck you up, man. I'll fuck you up.
All right.
Yeah, cool. Back to
And Shauna's like, oh,
all right,
okay.
let's go. We wasting time. Let's go on the hunt. All right, this is where she
lay it the
captures
smacking
her.
down on her ass.
All right, this is, yep, she's trying to save her girl Mari. Didn't work out too well for her. Again, Shauna, she knew. She looked. She's scared as hell.
Yeah, she's a bad liar.
And she did not do so well. Let's see. That's her confronting her, Miss Hannah. And then, what are you following me for? I'm on your side.
I wanted to survive.
Dang it, I didn't get what the mask was, but that is her right there before she. So I don't know. I'm gonna have to go back and get and see, and particularly look for her and take the screenshots, because I didn't particularly try to get her after the cave scene. I ain't gonna lie, I was focused highly on the Shauna and whatever the fuck was going on with Mari and stuff.
It's gonna be
and
pretty
all the
interesting if
Lottie.
Lottie does let her live after that. Because it looked like Akila was ready to smash her brains in with that rock. Like, you lied to me. Lied.
No, but since you guys brought that up, yeah, I'll definitely go back and see if I can find her after the cave scene. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Maybe it was just lighter because they were outside more, so it kind of lightened it up. And she could have died. Like, I mean, as an adult, she might. I don't know if she dies it a little bit darker, or that's just because of the fact they were outside. If Lottie could just speak normally instead of speaking in riddles, Maury would be alive. But maybe. So yeah,
So what
she
did you guys
definitely could
really
be.
think about Callie being the one to kill Lottie? Are you guys disappointed? This goes for you too, chat. I was telling Scarlett before, I was a little disappointed that out of all the people that could have killed Lottie, it was Callie. I feel like they kind of wimped out with that one. Like they went the easy way making it Callie.
I mean, I'm not disappointed because it was always a viable theory. And it goes and it gives us a little bit more with Lottie and what Shauna and Callie and sort of it can be. It kind of takes it down. It takes us away from a because even though this is yes a real murder, a person murdered her, I still think of this as part of the supernatural side of things as opposed to it just being like Melissa and Walter, like the way I thought it was, which was Melissa and Walter were kind of teaming up to frame Shauna, which I thought was really cool. But this at least leads us to more of the supernatural side because of the conversation she has with Callie. It's real telling to kind of what Lottie's goal or mission was, right? So she was waiting 25 years for this. So I don't know if I'm disappointed. I wouldn't say that. I mean, of course, I would have loved it to have been like my, the way my theory was going, but I'm still okay with it being Callie.
What about you, James? Were you a little disappointed with it? Or were you okay that it was Callie being the murderer?
I don't really know how I feel about it yet. I think, if it turns out Callie really is something special because of the way Lottie was talking, maybe it will be more okay. But it does seem like a little weird, I guess, in the overall story that it was her. But, we were kind of marking people off the list, and she was about one of the only ones left on the list when it was revealed to us.
Mm-hmm.
And it was an accident, but Lottie made it seem like it was all supposed to happen. So that's the whole thing. I guess it depends on how the rest of the story plays out, how I look back on this and kind of make a better decision on it.
Mm-hmm. In particular, we start going back and doing the
final assessment. I don't know. I was just a little disappointed because I was just like, I feel like it being Callie, like it was the easy road to take.
Well, I mean, they set it up
I think
for it to be that. Like, it wasn't as mysterious as we thought. It wasn't some crazy, my crazy theory of thinking that, Walter and them were setting up Shauna. It was just what it was. And that was always one of the viable things. We always thought it might have been Shauna just because of the necklace being put on Callie. But Callie was always kind of the secondary for the DNA. So, yeah. And she was pushed, and it wasn't. It was, again, I'm curious, do you guys think, is Callie sort of wrong in what she did, or you think, yes, it's an accident, she was scared? Should she kind of confess to the murder more than she did to just her dad? Like, if I don't even know, like, if my kid came to me with this, I kind of would feel like the way Jeff was a little bit. I would be like, oh my God, like, what do I do with this? I didn't protect my child enough from someone like this that she got put in a situation like that. Because at that time, Dad was worried about karma points, and him and Mom were all messing around at the, the home instead of really paying attention to Callie and giving her the supervision that she probably really needed at the time, because she was already suspended from school. And whether or not what she did at school was really that wild or crazy, which was still, it was a little, wild. You would think that with everything going on that you'd want to keep an eye on your teenager, especially, I hate to say it, a teenage girl, because, they're smart. And we know Callie's smart. So Dad definitely felt like he had failed as a parent. So I'm just curious how you guys feel about that whole situation. How would you feel if your child came to you with all this and told the story to you, and you just sitting there? How would you handle it?
I think I'd be more like Jeff. Yeah, I'm taking her and dipping because Shauna's fucked up right now. And this is all kind of brought on because of Shauna.
Mm-hmm.
So I see why he did what he did. But I don't think I'd be the type of parent that would be like, yeah, come on, we're going to the police to confess. Yeah, I think I'd be the type of parent that would try to make sure my kid didn't, especially in this type of situation with Lottie being who she fucking is.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't give a shit. I'd be like, nah, let's get the fuck out of here.
Mm-hmm. Well, what's up, Felix? Welcome, hon. Hope you're having an awesome day. And what I liked about how, like, Callie's really concerned because she's thinking, I'm just like Mom, particularly with what Lottie's told her, planting these seeds in Callie's head. Not that Callie was an angel to begin with, but Dad's trying to tell her, like, no, it was, an accident. And she's like, what? And he's like, well, you kind of came out and you told me, what happened. It took your mom 25 years to tell me possibly 10% of the truth, if that. But would Callie have actually come out and told her dad had Misty not confronted her about it? And so it goes back to Callie thinking, like, is she really a good person or not? And she's going to now be living with that regardless of the survivors and what happens with Shauna and Todd and Misty. Like, how does she reconcile with that now with the information that Lottie's kind of put in her head? Are they going to make a return next season?
You'd think so.
Oh, definitely. I think they will. I think Callie and Jeff will be back in some form.
In what capacity? Like, what do you think? Just wild ass theory, if you had to have one. Is it because we know that they're setting it up, it seems like, for Ty and Misty to go after Shauna? Do y'all think they're directly going to go after Shauna now that these two are out of the picture for now? Or are they going to try to go after these two to sort of stick it to Shauna for everything they lost? Seemingly lost.
No, I don't see them going after Jeff and Callie. I think they would go after Shauna.
So how would you think these two are just going to come home to seeing it? Like, okay, it's been enough time. We're coming back home. Oh
Yeah.
shit! My wife and my mom is like hacked up into pieces.
Yeah.
Or she's eating the hearts of her enemies.
Yeah. Hey, there's 3 hearts in the freezer, Dad.
No shit.
Yeah, it's a good question though. How, where's the story going and how will they be brought back into it? Will Melissa be brought back into it? How does it all play together? Walter, how does he fit in?
Mm-hmm.
And I did watch, like I was over there doing that while y'all were talking, trying to find Keela in the ending.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And it's hard to see. And, I just was kind of speeding through the episode.
Mm-hmm.
But after the cave with Lottie, I did not see Akila. And if she was like in a mask or something, then maybe she was there, but like it didn't show her face again. And I couldn't see like the outfit, what looked like the outfit that she had on underneath the stuff that you could kind of see the sleeve and stuff
Mm-hmm.
of like a jacket she had on underneath or something.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't see her. I don't know if that means anything because it just seems like, hey, supper, everybody. Oh, where's Akila? It just seems like that's something. Hannah, yeah, maybe they miss Hannah because, she was playing Natalie.
Okay, so she's wearing.
But it would, wouldn't somebody ask?
Screenshot real quick.
Wouldn't somebody ask where's Akila if supper's ready?
Mm-hmm. All right, so I got this screenshot of her, and then we go back down through the episode. I got it pulled up now, just for.
So I would say she's probably there, and it just didn't show her or something because it just doesn't.
Or they're leaving that for the cliffhanger of not knowing if she got taken out or not, just to.
I mean, it's more that writing of, I know it don't make sense, but let's just write it this way, Lazy writing.
Mm-hmm. All right, so far she's not. Well, that could. No, who is that? All right, that's Shauna. No. How many people do we have left at this moment in the young versions? Yeah, Shauna, Lottie, Misty, Van Ty, Melissa, Travis, Jen, and what, 2 other randoms plus Akila? Is that 11?
Possibly.
Yeah,
Because I have 11 people right here. Hang on. Wait. We got Hannah too. All right.
It's hard to count though. It doesn't really show them in
Natalie.
such a way that you can count.
I forgot about Natalie too. So we got to be like, we got to count them up. I'm taking some screenshots right now. Dana, you're in control of the chat.
Okay. Oh, I was actually Googling to see if.
Oh shit, James, read the chat even if it's not highlighted. I'm just kidding.
He finally woke up. I thought I saw her braids, but maybe wrong. It's hard to tell with all the extra jackets. It would be cool if Akila used the opportunity in the hunt to run away. Can I do it dramatic?
I like the reading voice. Actually, it's pretty good. I saw what her mask was, and it's not much of a mask.
It's hard though because I was trying to count, like you say, because that was one of my things too. Okay, let's count how many's there. But as you go along, you can't. It never adds up because it just doesn't show everybody. But as per cast photo of season 3, this includes Mari. Because it's just a cast photo. So if I take her out, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Unless one of those is a cast member, because there's a few cast members, like the writers and showrunners are standing there too.
Mm-hmm.
So 13, it seems like.
Yeah, they making this shit real hard because I'm going through it right now at the very ending when they're sitting down eating. They about to piss me off because I'm counting motherfuckers, and I swear we missing some people in this group already. Like they're not showing everybody to begin with.
Right. So Aquila should have furs, of course, but like a purple like sleeve maybe coming out.
Okay, hang on. I got her
And
right here.
there's two or three people that
of her as she goes into the cave. Like
there's two or three that does have purple also. Like Melissa, I think, has some dark purple, but she has a darker purple like sleeve. But I didn't see her that whole way through.
All right, so this is what she looks like. Oh wait, did I not bring it up? Hang on. I thought I did. Oh no, I don't want to do whatever I just did.
Yeah, I agree forever, Autumn, about having people we don't even know at this point.
So this is Aquila.
Mm-hmm.
That is what the mask, and she's still wearing her like normal.
You don't see that mask
later that I noticed.
Later.
Not that I've been able to find so far.
Right.
Even when they're back here, this is
she's not
most
there.
of the group here.
Right.
But we're missing Natalie. Natalie's, I believe, gone off at this point, and Hannah's taken her place.
Right.
So if we count this all up, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Plus Natalie's away is 11. Hannah's 12. Who we miss? I don't know the full count. We need a full count.
Well, 13 if my count's correct as far as that.
So then we're still just basically missing Aquila here because we know Natalie's accounted for.
Right. And if that is correct, then we're missing Aquila.
And then we don't know what happened to her. At least they're making it as if something has happened to her or she's hiding her ass off on the corner somewhere of every shot. Because this don't make no damn sense.
Yeah, and
I can't see Lottie letting her leave that fucking.
What? Lottie's not a killer.
Or she'd be like, like she didn't have to, and the wilderness did it for her.
But it makes me think because she picked up the rock. Does she attack Lottie? And it's more self-defense, maybe. But does that mean she died before Mari? Maybe. Even.
I'm still watching through. I got Shauna sitting here about to take part of the feast. We got, oh shit, hang on, I tried to press stop. Go back again.
And none of them bitches would be like, where's Aquila?
I mean, if y'all really want to, for those of you who are interested, when we end the stream, I'll jump into the Discord and we'll go over this episode. I'll play it in the Discord and we'll just have at it. You guys let me know because it's spring break, yo. Woo!
Is it spring break for y'all?
Yeah, it's spring break.
Nice.
I thought I was gonna have to go paint tomorrow, but I don't. I have to deal with the AC man, which means I get to sleep in.
Ooh.
So we can stay up and watch the episode. We'll go through this motherfucker like bit by bit. Join the Discord. Let us know if y'all want to go hang out after. Jen says I'm watching it now. I know I have it pulled up too.
We got to get our questions answered.
Get into it. Like this is stuff when we do the rewatch party. Like when Jen is with us with Severance. Like, and we'll stop it if we have to. I don't care. We just kind of watch through it, but then we'll talk about it. I'll go back through it and be like, wait a minute, did we see that correctly? Because we'll do that. I have no problem. I wish YouTube would let us, but unfortunately, we can't do that here.
It's a pretty crazy season.
Right? I'm still looking. Where in the hell? That's gonna be some bullshit. As soon as I fucking like set myself on a theory with Aquila, they're gonna be like, nah, she was there the whole time. You just couldn't see her.
Yeah. I mean, the only other explanation that could be is like the actress, they had that last little scene to shoot and she couldn't be there or something. And they said, we can make it work, without you. But they set up they set up that Aquila picked up that rock and all that kind of stuff. So there's something going on
Sure
there.
did. Well, she was calling Lottie out like, you ain't, I don't believe you no
Okay,
more.
I
You
see the
lied.
other chick, not Aquila, but the other one. Did she have? They need to. Do they have names for all the girls? The ones that just kind of we don't pay attention to. That. Let's see, the one with the purple face mask on right now. This one right here in the middle. She's shown at the feast, but I don't see Aquila. I'm pretty sure that they show her eating the meat. But yeah, I don't notice Aquila. I don't know, man. That's kind of hairy there. With nobody even notices. That's another thing. Nobody noticed Aquila's not around. Like even the next morning. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, they is really playing this shit hard with Aquila. That's some fucked up. That's gonna be next season's fuckery. Get ready for it. Because I've not. Yeah, I'm watching it even closer now because I didn't pay attention to it. I was so like worried about to defend Shauna. I was like, I didn't even notice what was going on with Aquila.
You were building your case, right?
I was, man. I was trying to. I had to get clips and everything, but no, there is no hide or hair of Aquila that I can see yet. I'm still waiting. Like I'm still like, okay, let's see. Maybe she's gonna pop up here in a second.
Yeah,
Maybe
I didn't
she's with
spot her. That's
Natalie
why
and we just didn't see her.
No,
Nah.
Natalie was by herself.
I don't know, man. It ain't looking good.
Well, I told you, Bod, they got to drop because unless we're gonna say there's more survivors, then there's way too many of these chickies still left. So we gotta lose some.
Let me see. Hang on, let me get back to the screenshot. That could be her, except I don't think she was wearing that underneath the. Because Aquila has a particular like vest thingy. Let me go back. Hang on. That's not gonna work. Let's see. That compared to no, I think it's different because this hat's different on what Aquila had on. Because that's like a different shade, is it not? It's not the same mask. Go to 39 minutes into the episode. Let's see.
Hey, I put a link in the private chat. It'll go to a photo or should. And that photo has everybody in it and the 2 writers or showrunners. So you can see everybody and kind of see the furs and the outfits they don't have their mask on, but they've got their furs on. So you can kind of see.
One second. I got too many things going on.
But that's the count or whatever, that's the group. Even though it's got Mari. R.I.P. Mari.
I looked 39 minutes into the episode. Right after handing that scene. All right, give me 1 second, Miss Jen.
I got it. I'm pulling up the screenshot.
Yeah, see, that looks more like Ty with the All right, so oh shoot, what the hell? I did not ask to share my screen here. That's weird. Oh, that's Dana's.
Yeah, I was trying to get the win. Hold on.
You showing all of our back room.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to.
Welcome to the back room.
I didn't mean to.
No, you're all right. I'm just messing with you. Where did my? Oh wait, it took it down when you did that. I think.
Okay, never mind. I was trying to share it.
What were you trying to share?
The James's picture.
Oh, I got that. Just give me a second. I'll share it.
Does Jen
I've
say?
tried.
Jen
So
say,
see, I think this
"Wait a
is
minute,
Ty
Mark."
she has on that sort of green flannel underneath. That we see trying to keep up with you guys in the chat as well.
Oh, don't read the chat. They're dirty.
Yeah, Jed the teacher. Backdoor entry.
40-minute mark.
Dirty lady.
Right, let's see. Yeah, that's where. Yeah, I got that image of her. That's the one I had up a second ago. But her colors are different than what we see. Hers is solid green on her arm. Here, I'll get this one. And what we see in that other one was flannel, like green colors. And then after that, as far as I know, we don't see Akila again.
Fucking Lottie. See? Fucking Lottie.
So let me get the screenshots back together because, like, let's see. Let me pull these back up. I got too many. Too minis.
Or even if she didn't kill Akila after that, if there is some entity or some whatever, and it's protecting Lottie, it would have done it for her too, you know?
Because see, this right here, this is too light to be what Akila was wearing on her head, and this is what Ty was wearing. When that picture you showed me that you gave us, James.
Yeah. And
Ty has the flannel green.
And Lottie was coming back from the cave by herself.
Alone. Yep. When she ran into Mari.
You see, it's a solid green. And then this one is got like the flannel green with like red in it. So I don't know. Unless you see her after that, I haven't seen her. Everyone else is accounted for except for Akila after the cave scene. But like I said, I'll go into the Discord after this, and we can definitely, because if we can find it, I'll screenshot it so we can show everybody. But yes, it was a hell of an episode nonetheless.
It sure was.
Let's see. Did I have? I don't know if I had what I got pulled up here.
Definitely did good.
No,
I'm not disappointed, despite the fuckery, despite the frogs, the letter, and is it supernatural? Is it not supernatural? I still can't wait for the next season. I'm not sitting here like, oh, I'm done with this show. This show sucks. Oh, fuck all this. Not like I'm still like, I need to know. I need to see how this ends. Have you been fucking with us the entire?
Yeah, I hope they haven't. I hope they haven't written themselves in a corner.
Right.
But you would think, I mean, I guess, the actors signed on knowing that the showrunners just verbally said, yeah, we have an end goal in mind. You just got to believe us and go with it. But, it would seem like they would have had, like a lot of the showrunners, like on a lot of these shows, I see them saying, well, when we pitched it, we had a beginning, a middle, and an end. But how we get there changes over time,
And especially with them having to do what the writing out of Natalie, because that could have, who knows where that storyline could have went as far as the future season would have gone, right? That's another player that kind of maybe got taken out early. So who knows what they would, making that change, how that changed the storyline, at least for the future version of themselves. Because it could have been the Shauna Natalie showdown the whole time, but now they're kind of having to flip it and kind of direct it more towards Misty and Ty. Who knows? Maybe Melissa was thrown in just because of Natalie dying. Like the whole her faking her death and stuff like that was kind of bullshit to begin with. So like maybe it was like something they had to throw in. I don't know if Melissa was always a plot that they were going to go down. Because she didn't seem to matter much. Like they didn't even seem to even mention her up until that season.
Yeah, they had to bring her in kind of into the story. Yeah, which, can be overlooked, because how TV shows go and actors and all those kind of things. As long as it still, if they can, bring this ship in for a good landing,
Yeah, maybe that's why the letter went down the way it went, right? Like if the whole Melissa storyline was sort of kind of had to be thrown in there after the fact, then, they're like, oh God, how do we tie this in? Well, the letter's just under the fridge the whole time,
Yeah.
And as much as, that one could have been like, as much as the frogs was probably something thought out, maybe the letter wasn't, because it was something they had to use to sort of tie that loose end.
Right. Yeah, I mean, it's a crazy show. I'm glad that it's not based on anything, so we don't know what's happening. We're not like with The Last of Us, even though like I didn't play the game, but I know the story, so I'm kind of spoiled, as I watch it. But this, you just don't know, and it's fun to be able to talk to people about it because they don't know either, and that just and something about the show, and we've talked about it in so many different ways, is there's not any good guys really. I mean, we say which bad guy is the better one, there's no real, any good guy gets killed. There was cops maybe first season or second, whatever.
Who's the least,
killed.
Who's the least bad?
So, I mean, but it's funny. It was like, what's her name? The lady that wrote Frankenstein, Mary Shelley. I think she was one of the people that said the stories of a villain or villains is much more entertaining than the story of the heroes, because they're born or they're not born, they're made along the way, and you get to see how the monsters are made along the way, and that is more thrilling than a lot of how the heroes are made, kind of thing.
Right.
And so they packed everything into this show. I think the writers or whatever was like, let's take that shit Mary Shelley said and like amp it up like times 10.
And these are the ones we have left that we know of. All right, the 3 lonely survivors.
Melissa.
Well, I mean, she's still out there, but she's an oddball though. I don't know. She just seems weird. They threw her ass in here, but I'm curious to see who's going to survive, because these 3 they've been in it kind of together, whether they liked it or not. Like I said, Misty was on Shauna's team there for a long time, and Ty's on her own team, but she sort of went along with a lot of the shit Shauna did. So to see those 2 kind of like, oh, fuck Shauna. And of course, Melissa's Melissa, but we'll see where they go with that too.
Yeah,
I don't know how she's going to explain that to her wife.
With Van, now that Van's dead, Ty is really a loose cannon. Just what the heck is she going to do?
She ate
You
the
know,
heart.
she may go after Melissa herself, you know, she may go after Melissa herself, you know, for doing that to Van. And of course, Misty's always just a wacko. And Shauna, she sat down and wrote a letter like, "I'm about to be the queen again, y'all." Like, what,
She gonna
what
get
the
it.
heck?
She gonna
What
take it back.
what the heck's about to happen? And we found out Callie could be more of a queen than even Shauna is, or something, and that there's an afterlife. And supposedly the supernatural was confirmed in this episode. I mean, whew.
Yep, allegedly. We got a lot of alleged things going on here. Because as we know the show likes to do, especially as it done pissed me off, is it likes to fuck with us. It likes to fuck with us. We also had, I know Dark Elf was talking about it before. And yeah, I went back and looked at this scene. So she's coming down. This is back when Misty's looking at the scratch marks. And she walks down the steps to get to them. So did we really, and I got the scene in case you guys wanted to check it out, but it seems like it's at the very bottom. Does she even really scratch it? Or is it one of them things again where we're supposed to be like, oh yeah, it happens. It's just they're not going to show it perfectly.
Yeah, I think that may be something we just got to go with. Like, it didn't show it enough in her real death scene to explicitly, but it's implied.
Yeah, she does scratch Callie. She grabs Callie's arm and Callie pulls back. So I'm assuming that's supposed to be when the DNA is exchanged. See, did I get where she actually grabs her arm? Gets a little bit further in. She goes up the steps. I want to say, and here it is. Yeah, so she like grabs Callie's arm, and then Callie like pulls back away from her, and I'm assuming that's when like the DNA under the nails was exchanged. If there was gonna be DNA under the nails, again, I guess we have to loosely, this is some janky ass evidence against how they set this shit up, but it is what it is. I've already asked for a mistrial Forever Autumn. They just keep throwing in this shit at the end. Yep, touch transfer DNA. It is a D janky. Yeah, it's janky as hell. I mean, we'll go with it, but they're fucking with my theory crafting here because I'm sitting here on top of it like better than like I was ahead of Misty thinking that we was missing something. I think it's just fucking too easy to be Sean as the one that killed Lottie. It's just too easy.
It's pretty bad when now I'm at the point where, like, watching this episode 2 or 3 times, I was sitting there while I was watching it going, "Oh, Scarlett's gonna love that."
And then they just totally
because it was playing toward
shit, right?
It was playing toward a lot of your theory and stuff.
It was playing right into that shit. And then what did they do? See, they totally 360 that shit all over the damn place. I'm like, all right, whatever. They did the same thing with the frogs in a way, because I'm sure we weren't the only people, thinking that, or at least asked the question, well, could it be an animal in somewhere around Canada or in a place like Canada, right? And they come up with just a random frog that doesn't even exist. So, like, how do you theory craft with that?
Yeah, you can't.
This is just janky shit. But it is the greatest game of Survivor I have ever seen. And they even did like a Survivor Yellowjackets thing that was pretty funny. What was it on YouTube? Let me see if I can find that. That was actually really funny. Oh, they popped up pretty quick. Yes, Survivor Yellowjackets. All right, it's only a minute long, so maybe they won't kill us. This was from like 3 weeks ago. Let me pull that up real quick, and we'll probably be closing it down before too much longer. But I do want to show this real quick. I don't know why it's stupid, but it's funny. don't know if any of you guys seen this. Oops, I'm looking for that. That's what I'm looking for.
This week on Survivor, Yellowjackets Edition.
That's funny.
A tough couple of days for me.
See, I'm telling you, man, this fucking showdown's been going on, man.
Is that dude, like the host dude, the real host dude of Survivor? I don't watch it.
Yeah. Yeah, they did this like 3 weeks ago. It's just funny as shit.
The spike pits.
Spike pits.
Oh, that's just cold right there, boy.
Sorry, that shit is fucking hilarious.
Walking across some rotten ass log.
Do not get impaled.
That's like some Squid Game type Survivor shit there.
This shit is so comical.
She slipped.
Wait, hang on. We can go back so you can actually truly enjoy that comment.
She slipped. The deer carcass.
She slipped. Yeah, right. We already know how Ty plays, right? Watching this after, like, it was already come out, but now seeing the season finale and then going back and listening to some of this shit, I'm like,
Kiss relays.
Thaisa running hungry. Winner, winner, carcass dinner.
And then the wolves.
Let's go, wolves. Come on.
It's the greatest.
I mean, this is kind of they put a lot of effort in this.
This is the greatest minute, like, fucking clip thing ever. I love it. It's the best Survivor ever. I mean, I dropped out of Survivor a few years back now, but man, this is pretty good.
What are we even gonna eat?
Oh, snap.
Shauna, the tribe has spoken, and they're hungry.
Whether you like Yellowjackets, Survivor, or a little bit of both, find your mountain of entertainment.
That's good times.
Shauna, they're hungry.
The tribe has spoken.
Oh yeah, we're gonna talk about that. Speaking of Last of Us, Dana, you wanna promote, my dear?
Oh yes, last night the first episode aired, and I thought it was pretty good. But we're gonna dive into all things Last of Us on Thursday night, and we're gonna go over the first episode and talk about some stuff, and watch some clips and have some fun. But yes, Thursday night at 9 p.m. on my channel, we are gonna be talking season 2, episode 1 of The Last of Us.
Woo-woo. That's right. Go check out our stream from last week where we went over the first season. Fun times.
That was fun.
And yes, Dana's link should be in the description as well if you guys are not already subbed. But yeah, that Survivor thing was pretty good. I thought it was a good mesh. Because that's what they're doing. They came up with kind of their own game out there.
Yeah, it fit well.
There's
She
Dana's link.
slipped.
I know she slipped. And now seeing how Van did the card, Todd did Van with the cards.
Yeah.
Yep. Because she even told her, who gives a shit about playing by the rules? You're dead. I was like, what?
Hey, that's one way to look at it.
Right? Like, oh shit. So that was pretty good that they showed it and then seeing where we end up in the season finale. I thought that was fun. I meant to show that a while back and then I kept forgetting. And I was like, oh wait. After watching this episode, something about how like they went on the hunt, and even at the end when Shauna's like, no, but that's the horn. The hunt's over. I don't know. There's something about it. I was thinking it's so Survivor, man. They came up with their own rules. It's good.
Shauna's eyes were about to pop out. She never had a mark on her throat or anything. That's a little detail.
I know, right? I don't know which details I'm supposed to pay attention to, which ones I'm not at this point.
Yeah. I mean, hey, I'm used to it. You know, The Walking Dead is the biggest show for that in the world. Like, yeah, the mowed grass back there, it's been like 2 years in the apocalypse and there's mowed grass in this neighborhood. Just overlook that. Pay attention to the zombies.
Right. But Mari also ran past another one of those symbols too. I almost forgot about that. Where was it? It was back a little bit. There it is. We get this weird pine coney wood one. What the fuck is this one? That's a new totem thingy. Oh, I didn't press the like on that? Well, yeah, shit. Hell yeah, I need to press the like on that. Yeah, I did. Apparently, I don't think I'm subscribed. I did. I pressed the like. Thank you. Thank you, Miss Jen.
Well, you know.
I don't know what this little thing is, though. I don't know what this little totem thing Mari done ran past.
I don't know what any of this shit means. The symbols, like, they're leaving us hanging on so much stuff. I can't anymore.
Like, it's at one point we thought the one symbol, it could be at least, I know a lot of you guys in the chat were saying this, and it was really good theories, right? Like, it was possibly marking where the people who were coming and doing research here, right? Like, they marked sort of where the caves were.
Where it was safe and where it wasn't safe.
But now we get eyeball markings and whatever the fuck this is.
Yeah, right.
Maybe it's something to do with the frogs mating.
It looked like a totem, like it's got legs, arms, and a head, but I don't fucking know anymore. I'm so confused. I can't wait to see their explanation.
And
because this one's new. Like, we just now come across this shit.
And did the camera like go over to it, or I forgot how the shot was? Did she run past it and then it just kind of showed it?
I want to say she ran past it. Possibly. Let's see. I wonder if it was her or one of the girls. I have to go back and watch through the episode. I just remember seeing this as they was running through the woods, and I was like, who the fuck? Okay, so yeah, I think this is Mari ran past this. I'll go back and confirm that, but I know they was all doing their thing, and then it was going between Mari and Shauna's deal. Because that's where she runs into Lottie. It starts with her cutting her foot, and she goes off and runs, and then they follow. There was a lot of confusion going on right about this time. But I know this thing was there, and it was particularly creepy.
Yeah, it's weird. I mean, I didn't even notice it actually when I watched it once, but I didn't notice that. I noticed, Lottie was like rubbing the tree that looked like an eye was on it.
Right, it's weird. And there's an eye on the tree. What the fuck that mean? I mean, we saw that back in season 1, first episode. They finally kind of give us that moment, but I'm like, okay. And then we get another thingy. And yeah, Jen, that was the creepy Blair Witch stuff in the tree. Absolutely.
Crazy Daisy.
Forever Autumn says it was in the pilot. Oh, okay. I don't remember seeing it. Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I don't remember. Interesting.
Very, very interesting. Stuff we'll have to, like I said, we do the rewatch. Definitely note to self to pay attention to see if we see any of these things. Because they're just kind of around. They just seem to be running into stuff all over the place. The wilderness giveth lots of things, and lots of confusion and questions that they haven't quite answered. And then we still haven't fully got an answer on the fire. They just made sure, they make sure to remind us that it's still a thing, with this, but this is still not a full explanation because, like, okay, I'm seeing it like she's possessed by whatever the fuck, right? Because she's doing this little trippy number here with the horns, screaming, and she's like, oh, the fire, and the symbol is there. What the fuck? Did Lottie do it? Or is it just we're just remembering it to remind us all that, yes, this happened?
Well, you know, I was thinking about the theory that, you know, Ty sleepwalked or whatever to the symbol way back in an earlier season, or maybe just season 2. But you know, the theory, I guess you call it, of whatever she has is different than whatever Lottie has in the wilderness, and that, you know, are they two different things? Are they at odds with each other? Do they work together?
Mm-hmm.
Because Ty seems like she buys in. I don't know if she buys into, but she like eating the heart.
Yeah.
You know, was that a man with no eyes thing?
Yeah.
That seemed like a wilderness thing.
Part of her does seem to buy into it. Like her darker half, if it's whether it's another entity or just another version of herself, it seems to want to go along with the sacrificing side of it. Because even when she was battling herself, it was like, you don't have what she needs. That seemed to be the version of Ty that was able to actually kill things. And it understood that it was doing it for the wilderness in like a weird way, at least the adult version of Ty. Even to the point that the adult version of Ty, when she sleepwalks during that time, she had an altar in her house that was displaying things from the wilderness, but it was displaying both things, not just the wilderness, but also her dude with no eyes play as well, because they put that into it as part of the Queen of Hearts with the no eyes.
Right.
We still don't, again, that's something I want to re-look at when we do the rewatch parties, because I can't remember if they ever explained that back in season 1 or season 2. And I just don't remember what was said about it. Like who came up. I can't remember who picked the Queen of Hearts and who decided to put the X's on the eyes. I just can't remember. Like, I'm sure they probably did tell us. I just don't remember. And that might tell us more to the connection, because Ty has that going on regardless of the wilderness. We just don't know if there's a connection from the past from her grandmother or something, or it's feeding off of this, or it's just a lesser, maybe whatever is possessing Ty or is attached to Ty is a lesser god compared to whatever this entity is. Like maybe this entity is an older god, right? Like it's primal. Whereas the man with no eyes is more like a demon or like a mini god or something like that. Like more of a new aged god as opposed to one that's older or something like that. I don't know. I'm spitballing here. What do you guys in the chat think? And oh yeah, Forever Autumn says, and every day I'm begging for some cabin guy backstory, but not a crumb of that to be had. Yeah, they just kind of seem to loop him in with the or at least my take was they were kind of looping him in with the what was it, the scientists in that company, the research group and stuff. Or at least that's what I thought that he was part of at this point, but I don't remember if they actually confirmed that. I don't know.
Yeah, it seems like he had the plane and everything. It seems like maybe if they were a part of the frog group, they would have known about the plane, the runway, the cabin, and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they did explain the supplies. So, maybe the symbol is more of a still could be something about another, whether it be mining or something because of the caves and stuff. I mean, we had a lot of theories going on. The only thing we got is frog scientists. So I don't know.
We're out there looking at a bunch of goddamn frogs.
Let's see. Jen says, okay, so Mari runs up to it around the 43.4 mark to that whatever that weird in the woods totem is. And then it goes to Shauna running and then Melissa hitting her with the log. So yeah, she runs past it and then it kind of focuses in on it. See, Faron says, I don't think so though, because he was dead in the attic. If he was a researcher, they'd probably be looking for him. That's true. How that? See, there's some questions I'm really gonna have to focus in on. And look what we got. This Jen Hack has given us a $2 super chat. I hope Jeff lives. I know, right? Well, thank you, hun, for the $2. We appreciate you, and we give you some of this.
Welcome to the fever dream. Fever, you're on fire. Welcome to the burning desire. I said fever. Join the party. We're burning all through the night.
Thank you again, hun, for the $2. And yes, I'm agreeing. I hope Jeff survives. He's probably the only one left that's decent, but he's not one of the survivors. So he's like outside of the circle, but he's the only cast member left that's probably decent.
Yeah, poor Jeff.
I mean, he's not completely innocent either, but compared to the rest of them, he's miles more innocent than they are. He kind of fucked up a little bit there at the beginning and sent Shauna and them down a hell of a fuckery. That was not smart on his part. The whole, what was he trying to blackmail him and stuff? That was...
Yes.
Jeff should have been better than that. I think Jeff is better than that, but somehow he messed up. But otherwise, I would say he's pretty good. He did try to get better karma points for the family.
He did.
See, Jen says maybe it was like the wilderness created probably tie a totem doll. Its arms put like Mari when she dies in the pit. Ooh, it could be. It could be like a node to that. With his arms out like Mari, yeah. It could have been. It was definitely interesting. Again, they give us all these weird little things. I have no idea exactly what they're going to mean with it. And when we go back and look, Lottie in particularly has a lot of these crazy, weird visions that I don't know what they mean. If they even mean anything, if it's just her being crazy. But they're starting to make it, dare I say, they're starting to make it look more and more supernatural. We're going to come back season 4 and they're going to totally show that the wilderness was not it at all.
They can't.
I don't know, man. They keep fucking around with shit.
They can't. I mean, they can't. Come on.
You think so? Are you sure? I mean, I was pretty sure about some things. I mean, I was real sure. I had you convinced.
Yeah, before we saw the Lottie thing this episode.
Right. Exactly. So
I
before
mean,
we see the next episode, yeah, you're pretty convinced. Got there, right?
I'm just saying the phone thing, even when we were talking about, say, the phone thing, I'm like, man, that really, makes me want to go back to Supernatural. How do you explain that? Well, you can. I mean, at least you can. If you want to go pull some shit out of your ass and say Van was hallucinating because of her cancer, at least you got an answer. There is an answer, a possible, plausible, maybe even if it's shitty answer, there's an answer. There is no answer to showing us Lottie the way they did and her death scene. There's no...
I mean, I agree with you. And
there's no other answer.
But I've been on track with a few other things very strongly and have probably been very wrong.
But still, if they do that, if if anything, it's going to be some shitty something as far as editing or the way they wrote the story, or just that the showrunners are doing to the viewer. Because that's just shitty right there. I mean, sure, tease us with the bear, tease us with the gas and the hallucinations, tease us with, the
plane,
all this shit.
everything.
Yeah. But this isn't something you tease with right here. This happened. This happened.
I mean, I'm fully on board with that. I just feel like I'm going to get on board with. I feel like I'm watching an episode of Survivor, and every time I have a pick, they end up getting voted off the island. So I don't know what else to say. It's fuckery.
Yeah, it's going to be fuckery if they don't follow
You're
through
going to be
with this.
pissed, but it's going to be. I swear, if they pull something out their ass come season 4, and it totally debunks like this fucking scene somehow, I'm still. How many people are going to absolutely lose their shit?
Oh yeah, it'll be one of those who shot JR and it was all a dream.
Listen, I'm telling you, you've been warned. I've been warning you that there is a possibility they'll do it to us, though, because they've done it to us how many times already?
I mean, I wouldn't even mind, and I know we talk about it. I wouldn't even mind if they ended the series and you're still asking that question, like it was never resolved and it's left up to the viewer.
I got it.
But they're not. This is not.
I mean, we assume she's dead, right? I'm gonna say her ass is fucking dead. What if this whole shit is her ass literally popped up off the fucking table like a damn ghost or some shit? And I don't know. They're gonna say she wasn't dead the whole time.
No. This is more like a van on the airplane.
I know. Look, I'm trying to get a reason for this shit to go fucking wild. I don't know.
Hey,
it's just weird.
Hey, if she really jumped up off that table, that's a whole nother that's a whole nother conversation right there.
That's something else. That's something else.
She's been possessed by it.
That's a whole different type of fuckery right there.
Where the hell this show going?
I don't know. You might need to smoke a little more. Contemplate. Oh fuck.
I mean, at least she remembers her younger self in a cute little outfit. Like.
Right.
Like,
we ride it.
I was
shit.
We ride it. It's like, don't give up, Scarlett. But I don't know where they're going, Jen. I'm so goddamn confused at this point. And we're locked in fuckery or not. Yeah, I'm locked in. They keep fucking with my theory crafting. Look, man, I had this shit damn near nailed down. It was fucking Melissa in the damn basement with Lottie and Walter. And they was framing Shauna. I had that shit so fucking well laid out.
I know. Yeah.
It's bullshit.
You had your evidence this episode all laid out. Like you're about to.
I still think something's up.
I'll take
Shauna,
25
man.
copyright strikes from YouTube. I don't care. I'm going to prove this is. I've got it. I've proven it. This is. Y'all just wait.
I still think Shauna's being fucked with by it. If it's real, especially when you're saying like this proves with almost without there's no way they can come back from it.
It's hard to see how they can.
And then if that's true, then everything that is said during this time and everything that she says to Callie would make me believe then Shauna that we see at the end of this is not really Shauna. Like, yeah, it's Shauna, but like she's being like almost puppeted in a way with Lottie behind her, and it's just so fucking creepy because it said it to her. Fucking, what did it tell Lottie? I gotta find it. I got the scene. I will fight to death, I guess. This shit.
But the 25 years thing, was that from the moment she made the promise to the wilderness that she'll be back, or was that a promise she made on her way out because she knew they were getting rescued, so she made a promise to the wilderness?
It seems like it.
And that's the 25-year span since they've been rescued.
Seems like it.
But, the baby thing, that seemed like a big important thing. Like, did she mean they took our baby, meaning Shauna's baby?
That's what it seemed like.
And they gave us another one? Callie?
Possibly. Yes.
Why does it have to be Shauna's baby? Because she's the queen?
I guess so. Because it was, she said to her, like, it was in Shauna. Shauna was like the most it. And then now you are more than Shauna kind of thing. Something verbatim. I didn't do it verbatim, but, you know, something along them lines.
Huh.
What did this damn thing tell her?
I am ready. My will is your will.
My will is your will.
Mm-hmm. And there's whatever it is in full garb with the hair. So Lottie sees the queen.
Who is wearing what Shauna was wearing.
And Lottie is the one that puts it on Shauna.
And, you know, in
Lottie
this sense,
crafted all of this.
In this sense, is Lottie seeing Callie right there?
I don't know, because it had the weird fingers, didn't it?
Well, that's just showing that, you know, that's the wilderness, right? You know, even if it's a
Maybe.
personification, not a real person, but like Lottie was saying, she's waited 25 years. She didn't wait 25 years for Shauna. She didn't wait 25 years for that queen. She's waited 25 years for Callie, and that's why it brought her here. And, you know, Callie was the important one, it seemed like, from future Lottie. So I'm wondering if, like, you know, that ends up being something, you know, and how Callie comes back into the story is that she is actually super important.
Yep. Lottie tells Callie she has more it than Shauna.
Shauna's jealous.
Mm-hmm. It is something. And she screams at it. Bitch. It's like, yes, I shall take you upon me while I go through whatever the fuckery this is. I don't know what she sees while that's going on while she's talking to it in the damn vision while she's sleeping.
My will is your will.
Right? See, Jen, the teacher says that's what I think, that Lottie transferred it to Shauna, and this moment shows the physical embodiment of it as Lottie sees it. It is wrong to say that I want Callie to kill Shauna and let it win. Is it wrong? I mean, that may be what ends up happening. I mean, at this point, it's all pretty possible. And as Forever Autumn says, but this could all be BS. Lottie also told Nat that she was always the favorite of the wilderness, which is it Lottie, Shauna, or Nat? She don't know either. Yeah, and again, this whole thing has been orchestrated by Lottie all the way through. And again, it would still be pretty left up in the air, right, James? Had it not been for them. Again, why are they, like you said, why are they showing us that later death scene section where she's actually walking through? Because all of this stuff here, like, why show us this? What is the point of all of this? You hear the baby.
Like, yeah, it's creepy as hell. Like, there's got to be something, right? I mean, this was the opening scene, kind of, you know, or one of the.
This was like the start of the episode.
Yeah. And she turns around and asks, "Are you here?" Like she, you know, in the way they set up her past, screaming in front of the entity or whatever, the wilderness. That's who she was asking was there, right? You know, when she turned around. Is that how you guys see it as well?
Yeah, because she was like, did I miss her?
Yeah, yeah. So, you know, I think we're waiting on a scene when they get rescued that she makes the promise, and that will help answer part of that, you know?
And it didn't seem as if it was unpleased because her younger self. Let's see about here.
Oh, no. Did I miss it? Shh. We didn't miss anything.
And she said, we didn't miss anything. So again, when they see their younger selves, I didn't know where they were going to play that. Is it the entity itself talking to them, or is it just, your like conscience in a way? Like you, the little devil on your shoulder, the little angel on your shoulder talking to you, when it's, your little Jiminy Cricket kind of deal.
Yeah, it seems that way as far as it's a conduit, or whatever, and that's what they're using for each person to see their younger self as a way of crossing over.
You guys savage. They ready for Shauna to get hers, man. Let her go. And yes, this is very much so similar to what Van's younger self was telling her. And again, Van's and some of the other girls, when they have their sort of death afterlife scene, whatever, it's like right as they're dying, or right when they're dying, right? It's during the death. This one is unique. Again, Lottie is unique in herself against the rest of the girls, but like James was saying, hers is not while she's dying necessarily, or is it? I don't know. Hers is not playing out the same way. Like Van's, she was looking at herself and watching her death, and it seemed as if Natalie was kind of doing the same thing in a way. At least she was on the plane. Jackie's was a little bit different. Hers was in the cabin where she saw herself with some mystery dude in the background. That was never really explained or told anything about. I don't know if that was supposed to be like her dad or something. I don't know. They're not, again, they're weird. I don't know what they're supposed to mean. I don't know how they're connected. They've been pushing and kind of playing with this idea now of an afterlife where they're going to meet up, or something is going to happen. But then again, is it still very much so leaving it to, is it all in their heads? But this scene is particularly different, right, James? I mean, it's why? What is the purpose of this?
Yeah, there's something to this, totally. I mean, the baby crying, even the little details throughout what's happening, the water on the floor, I think it totally means something, I think. I mean.
Right?
Do you remember what we promised?
She nodded. You saw her. Yes, I remember. I'm ready. Take me to the motherland. Lottie was ready to go. See, I think she missed like the crossover. Like she was worried that she didn't that, or that she missed. I don't know. The way I took it from this moment was like the way she woke up suddenly, as if she was going to miss like even though it's almost like she knew she wasn't going to survive to the end. Because remember, even the way Van's death scene went down, her younger version talked to herself like, this is, it might be the end of the way our story ends, but it's not the end of the story. Like, even though, they die, there's still something else after, right? And she was even like, I can't tell you kind of thing. Like, what's the fun in that? So it's something they're cooking with it. I don't know exactly where they're going, but it's curious.
It's time to meet her.
It's time to meet her. So do they get to meet her in the afterlife or something? Or is it like a select few? Oh, and Jen, teacher says, I think she was worried she missed the crowning of the new antler queen, the purpose she survived and died. Could be.
So much to think about.
Right? Yeah, and then they get the baby crying. And I don't know why I guess the candles blow out saying, like, nope, you done.
Bye, Felicia.
Now, I couldn't make out what the fuck that was. Did y'all hear that? Hang on. Make sure I went back enough. It said something. It was like a whispery something or a fucking other before the candles like flicker and go out. And go back a little bit more. A little bit more. And just in case. Did anybody make out what the fuck that said?
No.
Man, that's something else I didn't notice. I remember the baby crying when I watched it, but I didn't remember that, whatever that was.
And whatever it was, right? It's some weird whisper and I don't know what the fuck. That's all I got. It was I don't know what the fuck it said. It sounds like I'm here. All right, I can see. That's why we got the teacher here.
It was maybe it was Natalie saying, "Hey Lottie, over this way."
Maybe. I don't know.
Right? Natalie saying, "Who's dead now, bitch?" Take that. Look at that wilderness.
That is so trippy. I'm gonna have to like enhance the audio.
Yeah. Because it says something. I mean,
oh man.
Are you there?
So much to at least look forward to.
Are you there? And she looks scared though. I thought you was about it, Lottie. You was all about it. Don't be scared now. I mean, you dead anyway. Don't be scared.
Guess you ain't about that wilderness life after all.
Right? She thought she was. But no, a lot to look forward to for season 4, man. Yeah, I rate this one overall as an episode. I definitely give it a 9, 9.5 as a season. I definitely give it like a 9, 9.5 overall. I'm very pleased and excited for next season. What about you guys in the chat on panel? Rate it all around, everywhere, every which way you can. Where do you guys stand?
I'm definitely around a 9 myself. I very much enjoyed this finale.
well, I'm gonna say a 9, but if they don't write this thing sensible, I'm coming back and giving it a lower score.
Right? Like, as long as it pans out the next season or so, we're good, but they fuck around too much more.
If it ends up not being supernatural, I will at this point be kind of mad because they've kind of went too far as what they've shown. So we'll see how it all plays out.
Mm-hmm. And Jen gives a 9.
So your 9 is in holding.
Yeah.
Jen, the teacher, says 9. Lottie and Shauna and Natalie had epic screams. Yes, they did. Jen Hacks gives it a 9 avocados. Nice. There was fuckery. The whole season drops to a 5, right? Giving the final an 8.3. Extra jackets. A bit rushed to me, but still good. That's fair. And I was pretty pleased with everything. They still some loose ends, or at least maybe we're just not understanding where they're going with it, because clearly they like to throw in things at the last second to throw us off. Or, I mean, they did tell us about a letter. They just never showed it. And then, they showed it. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But we're going to get ready to shut it down for the night. if you guys want to go hang out in the Discord, put a 1 in the chat. Otherwise, we're going to call it a night and get some rest. And then I'll go hang out in the Discord. I'm sure James is probably going to go get some sleep. But me and Dana might head over there and hang out with you guys. If y'all want to go over the episode any further, if you guys want to see anything in particular, just let us know. But otherwise, we will be back. Where are we at? It's Monday. So we're probably going to put in a rewatch to continue the Severed rewatch party, which, by the way, Miss Jen the teacher is winning, and she's going to be the only one to win the Severed giveaway because I think she's like one of the only ones who's participated. So yeah, Dana's might just have to put together her a nice special little basket, so to speak, of goodies. Because yeah, she's just been killing it. But we're going to try to continue that possibly tomorrow night. And then Thursday night, we will be on Dana's for The Last of Us. And then we'll be back Friday night to hang out. I'm not sure what we're going to do, but if nothing else, we'll game and hang out and figure out something to talk about. I'm sure there's plenty out there. We'll come up with something. We always do.
Yes, and you always know Miguel's going to come talk his ice wall.
I know. He still wants to go over it. I have so much research to do.
The chat was digging it when he was
I
talking
know.
about
No,
it.
that was good. That was a good conversation. I've got so much.
Jen, the teacher, was all about it.
Oh yeah.
She's like,
we have to let
what are we
Jen.
talking about?
You know, you're more than welcome to come on and gab and talk about anything you like. Especially because we'll probably be starting to do more of those kind of discussions right now on Friday nights until let's see something else we'll do over here. We're going to start doing a little bit different, not different TV shows, but some of the ones that Dana is more versed in and sort of the ones that she really keeps up with. So we're going to head over to hers to do TV shows for a little bit. We might do some things like go over some of the past shows that maybe have like a season in that we didn't quite get to. 3 Body Problems was one, if they're still going to continue. Paradise, and I'm sure there were some others I can't think of off the top of my head, but always fun things that we will get into. But yeah, thank you guys for hanging with us. Thank you, Dana and James. As always, it's a pleasure to hang and talk about these awesome shows with you guys.
Same here.
Yes, we have always so much fun.
Oh yeah. And again, thank you all in the chat for hanging with us. You guys are the best. You rock, and you're the smartest chat I've ever seen. So we hope you guys have an awesome week, awesome night, and we will see you guys on the next one. Love ya. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Paint me a scene, city in color, the way that you see, the way you see it. Don't you wish that I could give you? I could give you everything. 1, 2, 3, and my heart is racing. Can't fall asleep, I got my mind in a throw. Weightless, floating through the day. Trust that I'll be okay. I'm happy alone. Waiting for you. Wait until you realize. Waiting for you. Wait until you realize. If you wanna run ahead, I'll meet you where the water meets the earth we cling to. If you wanna find the edge, I'll come too. I could run